This stream is not for viewers. It is not for money. It is going to tank my analytics. It is not for most people. And it is also not for only one person. It is, in fact, for two people. I am the second person, because I also love Quake Champions and its pretty great lore. Today, we will be reading more Quake Champions lore. Something we started, like, apparently 2 years ago. And I don't think we'll finish today either. But we will keep doing it. Also, hi, Emza. Yes, thank you for that glorious animation that I still love every time I stream. I feel bad stressing you out about it, but I have no regrets. I have 5,000 words pre-written. You sound like a lunatic. You What's that movie with Keanu Reeves with the bus and the guy? Was it Dennis Hopper? You sound like a fucking lunatic. You sound armed. I'm just gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna read everything you write in the chat. In fact, it can be argued that I'm not even reading the text on my screen. I'm not supposed to know how to read at all. I'm just guessing what chat says most of the time. Shoutouts whoever was talking about ass just now. I'm just gonna assume that was happening. But it should be nice. It'll be a chill little story time stream where we're going to read through some pretty great lore. You know, I'm rocking the main Quake Champion soundtrack, but I kind of want the main menu music. Is that so wrong? This is what we're looking at today, by the way. Before I lose track of everything, I do want to say thanks to Wari for the resub at fucking 63 goddamn months for tier 3. That's insane. Don't know why you're still here, but you're awesome, so I appreciate it very dearly. Where should I'll put chat here. I feel like I'm not reformatting the text window to give Lux's paragraphs more room, but I will make them bigger as a point of principle. So I did review where we left off. But before I get to that, also thank you to Bryn Chow for the resub, 16-month Prime, and you gifted a sub. Very sweet of you. Good to see you, Bryn Chow. Hope you're good. And also thank you to Glitchy Vibes for the 11-month resub. Almost a year. I could stop, but I don't wanna. Take my money. You must stop now, lest you never escape. But it's your choice, and thank you for the support. Did Gianni ever post his tits with the Xbox belt around his waist? I'm gonna have to save that for a really good convention. If I ever do like an 18 plus panel, I don't even know what the point. What's the point of Gianni Matrograno on an 18 plus panel? Why'd you voice all those sex guys? Oh, because I'm like a fucking fucked up sexual deviant. Oh yeah, okay, end of panel. Anyway, this ain't about that. Today, just so everyone's on the same page here, today we'll be reading through Quake Champions lore. That's all we're doing today. We're not actually playing the game. No fan art corner today. I've decided I'm not doing those on bonus streams, just the main primary scheduled streams, the Tuesday streams. No Monster Man corner, just all lore, all the way down. I'm just going to be reading text from this fucking video game. Soon I'll pay to see Gianni in a convention, but for now I'll just pay this channel. Yeah, currently no conventions are booked. I gotta get off my ass and start begging. All right. So here's the thing. Quake Champions is a game that I love unironically and have enjoyed hundreds of hours on. And we used to pretty much stream mainly this game every week on Fraggy Fridays. I guess we don't need to get into the Gianni lore, but I have a deep love of this game, and I think it does so much right. Very well. And its characters and the way it works the lore is actually pretty great. I asked the boss of NekoCon in Finland. I'll ask a few other Finnish cons. I'm super down for that. I won't get into the Gianni lore now, but I love Finland, and much from Finland, and not just because Hikita and Ultrakill is Finland, but lots of other things that go way back. Ever read the Champions comics? I have them fucking sitting over there. Okay. Let's just begin. I'm gonna tell you, I'm only gonna be able to go for like a few hours tops today. So let's see what kind of ground we can cover if we really just sit here and fucking read. We can't see that. You saw it. You saw it in your mind's eye. Now rotate a Doomslayer. All right. Let's start things off strong. Okay, so actually let me go over this. We were doing a system years ago where we bounced back and forth. I think we would do a champion and then like one of the gods or one of the lost ones, and then back to another champion, because there's like twice as many champions entries as the other shit. I think we read through Ithagnal. That is what I believe. But I think for the lost ones, we only read In Search of Mu. So I kind of want to make more headway on this shit. So I think we'll do Doomslayer. And then we'll go to Commander at the Slipgate. And then we'll bounce to Eisen. And then I guess we could do Wolf. And then we'll go to Galena. And then we'll go to, I don't know, Volcaire. Either way, we're going to have a bunch of champions in a row. But that's fine, because the champions are kind of my, and I assume a lot of people's favorite part anyway. Just kidding. I don't know why I'm saying a lot of people. I think there are 2 people in this room who give a shit about this game, and it's me and Lutz. And not in that order. Anyway. So yeah, let's dive in. God, okay, wait. The theme is a banger. That theme is no doubt full banger. But I kind of want... I really want that more ambient shit for our reading. Oh yeah, that's right. For Slayer's Testament, they just... Or sorry, for Doomslayer, they just took the Slayer's Testament stuff. I almost don't need to do Doomslayer, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I know people love Doomslayer, and I think people would be mad if I just skipped them. But I'm not gonna do the fucking demon voice the whole time. Okay, I'm looking to chill here, right? I'm not trying to be out here for the next 15 minutes of reading all like.
In the first ball and the second ball, there were gummies.
Or whatever the fuck. I'm just gonna read it. I'm just gonna read it normal. All right. I'm glad we all agree about that. UAC file DM1-5. The history of this man remains conjecture. USC archivists cataloged him DM1-5, but project personnel have dubbed him the Doom Marine. An etching in the Book of Deva depicts the Doom Marine wearing the Praetor suit, engaging demons in battle as a hooded figure looks on. Though previously observed numerous times in other artifacts, only with the actual discovery of the Doom Marine and Praetor suit in the sealed Kettinger tomb have researchers begun to put other pieces together. It is now believed the Doom Marine might have been part of an ancient group or tribe, maybe even their leader. Slayer's Testament. In the first age, in the first battle, when the shadow... It's so weird to read. All right, we'll do it a little bit. We'll do it for this one, okay?
In the first age, in the first battle, when the shadows first lengthened, one stood, burned by the embers of Armageddon.
Sorry. Had something in my throat there. His soul blistered by the fires of hell and tainted beyond ascension, he chose the path of perpetual torment. In his ravenous hatred, he found no peace, and with boiling blood, he scoured the umbral plains seeking vengeance against the dark lords who had wronged him. He wore the crown of the night sentinels, and those that tasted the bite of his sword named him the Doomslayer. That's my song. Fucking asshole. Slayer's Testament 2. Tempered by the fires of hell, his iron will remained steadfast through the passage that preys upon the weak. For he alone was the Hellwalker, the unchained predator, who sought retribution in all quarters, dark and light, fire and ice, in the beginning and the end, and he hunted the slaves of Doomslayer with barbarous cruelty, for he passed through the divide as none but demon had before. Bonus lore happening in the center of the screen. Slayer's Testament 3. And in his conquest against the blackened souls of the doomed, his prowess was shown. In his crusade, the seraphim bestowed upon him terrible power and speed, and with his might, he crushed the obsidian pillars of the blood temples. He set forth without pity upon the beasts of the 9 circles. Unbreakable, incorruptible, unyielding, the Doomslayer sought to end the dominion of the Dark Realm. Slayer's Testament 4. The age of his reckoning was uncounted. The scribes carved his name deep in the tablets of hell across eons, and each battle etched terror in the hearts of the demons. They knew he would come, as he always had, as he always will, to feast on the blood of the wicked. For he alone could draw strength from his fallen foes, and ever his power grew, swift and unrelenting. Slayer's Testament 5. None could stand before the horde but the Doomslayer. Despair spread before him like a plague, striking fear into the shadow dwellers, driving them to deeper and darker pits. But from the depths of the abyss rose the Great One, the Titan of immeasurable power and ferocity. He strode upon the plain and faced the Doomslayer, and a mighty battle was fought on the desolate plains. The Titan fought with the fury of the countless that had fallen at the Doomslayer's hand, but there fell the Titan, and in his defeat the Shadow Horde were routed. Doom Guy's just here for fun. This is not about... this has nothing to do with Quake. Slayer's Testament Part 6. And in his terrible rancor between worlds and through time, the Hellwalker found the wretch who shall not be named, but in his heresy was loyal to his evil cause. The wretch adorned the Doomslayer in a mighty armor, wrought in the forges of hell, impenetrable and unyielding. With sword and shield of adamantine strength, the Doomslayer set to banishing all that were left unbroken by his savagery to the void. Slayer's Testament 7-1. I didn't know that worked like that. Yet as the mighty Titan fell and dread engulfed the armies of doom, the demon priests of the blood temples laid a trap to capture this scourge of hell. Insatiable, even by the vanquishing of the Great One, the Hellwalkers sought prey in the tombs of the Bloodkeep. Slayer's Testament 7-2. Blinded by his fervor, the lure drew him in. The priests brought down the temple upon the Doomslayer, and in his defeat entombed him in the cursed sarcophagus. The mark of the Doomslayer was burned upon his crypt, a warning to all of hell that the terror within must never be freed. There he lies still, and evermore, in silent suffering. By the way, I think this was all put in, this was 20, maybe 16, 17 this came out, but it was before Eternal. So this is mainly off 2016 stuff. Although I think we have an Eternal shotgun in the game. Pretty sure, the Marauder shotgun. And his artifact is the left hind foot of Doomslayer's pet rabbit Daisy, killed by marauding demons when their invasion of Earth began. He carries it as a reminder of innocence lost, not for luck. After all, it wasn't lucky for Daisy. It's really good. Daisy's fine. Yeah, she's fine. It's all good. All right. Obligatory Doomslayer out of the way. That's all just shit from 2016, in case you don't know. None of that was all just pulled from... Anyway. Next up we got Commander at the Slipgate. I'm going to say a lot of stuff wrong, and I'm sorry for all of it. Audio log of Tacito Flores, base counselor, Cornuda's Transport Research Complex. First week complete. The base is more remote than I thought. A 90-minute drive from anywhere. It is mostly underground. Like most other civilians, I have to stay above ground. My office is a trailer in the shade of a hangar where they cage the dogs at night. They asked me not to talk to people about details of their work. I am used to that. The new commander, the 4th this year, arrived today. Colonel Montel Rice. I need time to review his file. There is some history. This is a Vadrigar. Did you know Montel Rice is a relative of Professor Warren Rice from the Dunwich Horror, who was the professor of classical languages at Miskatonic University? I mistakenly said he was from many works, including the TTRPG last lore stream, but I was thinking of Ward Phillips. Oh, pshaw. You silly thing. How could you mix that up? Are we going to have a test? The real test was in the arena, and we all failed. Commander at the Slipgate 2. He was sent to anger management more than once. First time, 18 years ago, a fight at Fairfield Works led to another man losing his hand in a rolling mill. Successful military career otherwise. Why would Dr. Gilman request him? Strange enough to have the head scientist make decisions for base operations, but deployments also? People say Gilman never talks to anyone except through the electronic mail system. I think that he lives down there. The mood is more tense here than other facilities I worked at, military or corrections. Armed patrols and guard dogs at all hours. Why? Commander of the Slipgate 3. They say Rice is a good and caring leader most of the time, but Rojas is the fourth Marine in the last several weeks to express fear of his sudden outbursts of rage. I need to report to B-Gen. Elwood. I do not know what the consequences will be, but someone could get hurt. Sorry, I just forgot. I forgot about Brigadier General Elwood. That's got to be what that is. B-Gen's new to me. I'm stupid. I do not know what the consequences will be, but someone could get hurt. Maybe related to the recent changes at the CTRC. Shifts are longer now. Many contracts of civilians have been terminated. More sessions are being canceled. I wish I could see what is happening in the lower levels for the sake of my clients. You mean Elwood's not a Blues Brothers reference? Fuck, I'm out. No chance to keep up. Operial, thanks for the 48-month resub. Holy fuck, that's almost 1 year. Quack Arena. Yeah, Lux, you should pull your whole chat history today and then use it like as a template. Just drop this as subscription messages to other streamers at random. Commander at the Slipgate 4. I'm okay now. I am recording this while Marines clean up my trailer. Elwood ordered Rice to see me the next day. He kicked the door down and started smashing things in a frenzy. He was delirious, shouting about blood and slag. I stayed calm. He grabbed me, but then stopped, exhaled, and fell into a chair. I carefully began the session with questions, responses typical of dissociative fugue, but with flashes of rage. IED, maybe? He's had night terrors for several weeks. They started with his first and only inspection of Gilman's lab. Commander at the Slipgate 5. I do not know where to start. He was mostly calm but delusional for Session 2. You know how many levels are underground? He asked. Me neither. He described winding metal hallways, some without light, some flooded in green water leading down into the mountain. I saw them. I saw the schematics, he said. I asked him to explain. We are the Dark Young, he said. It's us. He said Marines were being fitted with bad blood, bad bionics. Then he opened his shirt to show his sternum. I need to leave this place. I'm leaving now. Commander at the Slipgate 6. Hello, Mr. Flores. Thank you for leaving your fucking tape here for me to exalt our maker, you chattel scrap. Gilman is already through. Ascended. Here's what happens now. I give our very last Marine a ring. Yes, Mr. Very Special Veteran, you know the one. And tell him to get here on the double. You're our best man. This is Operation Counter-Strike, and you're in charge. Then I go through the gate, because they are waiting for me. Then he goes through the gate, because he is the fucking offering. Blood will flow. Lava will flow. Thanks, buddy. We'll be seeing you. That's great. They're all great, but that one's awesome. It's Ranger, of course. Yeah, I'm going to lead a mission. Hey, how come you're adorning me in flowers and basting me? Why are you basting me like this? All right. Lux says, to those who don't understand what's going on, Montel Rice was called in by Gilman specifically to ascend him to Vadrigar. Oh yeah, Lux, they're all totally upon you saying that, like, oh! Thanks, B-Bear, for the 9-month resub. Shut up. All right. Next up we have... Oh, this will be good. I think he's one of the best characters, honestly. Like, I don't know if he's... Maybe he's one of my favorite. But anyway, Eisen. By the way, everyone, these outfits you're seeing are not actually the default outfits for the characters. These are actually special outfits, usually based on their lore that you unlock for, I think, having gotten all their lore, or actually, in most cases, just clicking unlock with enough shards on them, with the way they expanded that. Anyway, it's not important, but like the default ways these characters look are different than what you're seeing in those lore entries. So, you know, for Doomslayer, normally he's, like that, and Eisen normally is like that. I can easily show you the defaults because for some reason all my cosmetics got reset, but it's fine. I'm not a real player anymore anyway. All right, time to read about Eisen. I'm not a fan of Eisen. That's crazy. I feel like he's peak. But, you know, wait, I'm not going to hang on. Let's reveal these one at a time. Eisen Bio Part 1. I'm not gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna do my iconic Eisen impression exactly once. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. That's what Eisen sounds like. I think I got worse at it. Anyway. Personal journal. Entry 1, I guess. Akiko's been on me for years to keep a diary like she does. It's the one thing she's ever asked that I brushed off. I didn't mind taking her name back in the day, since it's her family's company. I agreed to captain the Tokimaru, even though I never wanted to be in charge of anything. But narrating a bunch of trivial stuff for posterity? Too much trouble. Figured I'd finally do it, surprise her when we get back. But we may have bigger surprises to worry about. Wasn't supposed to be any big deal. A few miners went missing on Tau City F, and corporate wanted an exec on site for the investigation. I dropped her off, and the Tokimaru proceeded on our resupply run. But then that message. She said something was off with the Central Operations AI, and then there was some really strange noise on the line. Then the transmission cut off. Not a distress call, but we're going back, just to make sure everything's okay. Probably I'll surprise her with my new journal, and she'll laugh about my overreaction. Eisen speaks both German and Japanese in his voice lines. Yeah, I think he knows both quite thoroughly. His wife being Japanese. I guess he doesn't. I don't know if he knows English at all. I don't think he has any English voice lines, which is so base. I love the way Quake Champions plays around with language with all the characters. Oh God. Berserk mining unit slammed me into a wall right as I entered the command center. No idea how long I was out. Head still splitting. Firefight down the hall's making it worse. Not sure whether this thing is picking up my voice through the noise. System defense is firing on everyone. Security team went ahead of me trying to take out enough guns to access the AI Nexus. They want to find out what it's doing. Why it's gone berserk. I just need to know if she's okay in there. I need her to be okay in there. They should have left me. I should have died beside her. Most of the security team's dead. The mining bots, drills, clamps, lasers, all reprogrammed to kill, all with Tetsuo Corp labels on them. They're playing with us. Unit F1E blocks exits, hurting survivors. Unit U-21A took the commander's arm, then made him run before it finished the job. Whatever happened to the Central AI, it's made them sadistic somehow. Unit C-17U. That's the one that cold-cocked me before killing Akiko. If it hadn't, I might have... I need to find it. It needs to die. Did you know? The he mentioned by Clutch is almost certainly the old god and Shub's mate, possible father to the Thousand Young, who is referred to in the mythos as the opener of the way, the keeper of the gate, and basically every name Clutch says. There also seem to possibly be some references to him in the comics, though it's unclear exactly what his role in all this is yet. So, yeah, there's like a rivalry in the game between Eisen and Clutch. We read Clutch's bio in the past, but Clutch was a mining robot who basically appears to have been touched by Cthulhu shit. I'm sure that's a great summary of it that Lux won't correct me on at all. Moving on. Haven't recorded in weeks. A lot's happened. I found C-17U, and it nearly killed me. Funny, the Tetsuo MedTech logo was the first thing I saw when I came to. Some bad laser wounds, lost an eye, finally out of the hospital, but I was useless during the start of this war. And it is a war now. They're moving out and spreading the AI's madness as they go. We've nearly lost the colony already. We've isolated our networks, but all it takes is one signal and another machine's talking about the gateway and the source while it murders us. Sorlag's lore explains that this robot war led to the downfall of humanity, at least in that system of space, when the machines passed on the knowledge of how to open portals to the dreamlands to them. And Sorlag staking it? Meat. Eisenbio Part 6. Corporate tried to call me back to Earth to take Akiko's place. Not gonna happen. Too much to do out here. Feel bad for refusing them, but this has to be done. The ship's mine now. Disabled all the safety features, disabled the networks, dropped off the few who didn't want to go along with this. Rechristened her the Takamaru. Armed her with dozens of scavenged weapons and batteries. We're part of the resistance fleet now. Military wants to contain. No. We're not stopping until these psychotic machines are wiped out. Takamaru means to grow, to rise, or to be promoted. That's pretty funny because when you buy Clutch, I think his line is, "Rise, rise, and let those who came before you be as shadows." So good. All right. Next. I keep thinking about the first time I lived aboard a ship. Papa told stories about growing up on Earth. It sounded awful when I was a kid. All that open space, a home you couldn't just fly somewhere else when you wanted, that was no life. I learned better, obviously. Akiko and I spent so much time aboard the ship, but it was never home. We always meant to return to Earth, but there were always so many projects. Now home's a ship again. Probably my last. Don't know how to make a new one without her. I have friends at corporate who understand why I have to do this. They finally got into the sealed records, found out what the board never told the public. The madness didn't start with the AI. It was brought there from a newly excavated cavern, carried in the systems of C-17, the same damn mining unit that almost killed me. C-17 is Clutch. The Resistance calls it a suicide run. Maybe they're right. Tau Ceti F is the literal heart of machine territory. But I have to get there. If we see how it started, maybe we can stop it. I love everyone trying to figure out what the game even is just by the lore stream. Man, we really, for the maybe one or two of you, going back to far enough to Fraggy Friday, we've really come around about what is Arena FPS. Part 9. Ship went down under heavy fire. The rest of the crew killed along the way, and I'm not doing so great myself. Tired of seeing the Tetsuo name, our name, on all this death. Figured out how to salvage bots and equipment to make auto turrets. At least they've kept me alive so far. I found the cavern, or at least I assume that's the green glow and gibberish further down the tunnel. I don't know what's in there, if that machine's waiting for me, or something much worse. Now is as good a time as any to find out. Love you, Aki. See, it would make so much sense for this to be his wife and not him. The lore artifact is a large hex nut on a necklace chain. When Aizen proposed to Akiko in their ship's engine room, the hex nut served as a makeshift ring. He later recovered it from her body. and wears it around his neck. That's so fucking tragic. All right. Yeah, there are playable women, but before we're actually about to read about one, but before we get to her, Eisen's family name also begins with E. Obviously, it's Eisen. All right. Let's read about Wolf. The wolf that leads the flock from the Lost Ones. I gave a poorly attended sermon today on stewardship. Miss Viola Mather was present, as always, and sought me after. Pastor Phillips, she always calls me, despite knowing me as Paul in our many years together in school. She requested a sermon about the parable of the lost sheep, probably with the intention of bringing her sister Hazel, poor thing. I tried not to wince, and suggested the parable of the lost coin instead, but to no avail. She wanted the metaphor of the flock for her family's sake. I will grant her request, for she is a devout woman. I dreamt of Father's abattoir, as I knew I would. The lambs bleating, the sound of their offal hitting the floor with a slap, the smell. Is it any wonder that he descended into drink? I do not expect Viola to know the horrors of that place and how they haunt me. I thank God she does not. Besides, I must overcome this aversion to the good books, lambs and sheep, shepherds and flocks. The very word pastor means shepherd. Abraham, Jacob, Moses, David, all shepherds. The angel told of the Messiah's birth, not to kings, but to shepherds. Did you know that angel he mentions here is the Archangel Gabriel from the Bible and All Dogs Go to Heaven Too, and no other media I can think of? Anonymous, thank you for the gift sub just now to Mikpo. Appreciate that. Very sweet of you, whoever you are. Next. I awoke and resolved to write Viola's sermon, but the words would not come. I decided to consult the family Bible, which always inspires me. But as I approached the old ebony bookstand, I spotted the edge of a page in a seam above its cabinet. I extracted it, and the queerest sense of dread enveloped me. On it, a profane diagram covered with eldritch runes. At its center, the image of an eye with a flat pupil. A sheep's eye. I dashed it into the fire. It did not burn as paper, but shrank and crackled. Parchment. How ancient could it have been? My nightmares have worsened since I touched that unholy parchment within the lectern. A perverse prank? I have no enemies. No one enters my rooms. The book describes damnation with flame, lake of fire, unquenchable fire, furnace of fire. But the hell of my nightmares, flesh ripped from sinew, wet crunch of bones, viscera writhing and steaming. It makes fire seem a mercy. I must banish these visions and write the sermon. But the parable of the lost sheep vexes me. If the sheep need the shepherd, then what becomes of the 99 neglected to find the one lost? So for those paying attention, this is another relative of a Lovecraft character. Someone put that page there specifically to infect this dreamer, Paul, with madness, to eventually ascend him to the god Voltaire. The flock needs me. I bring them together. I comfort them. I make them feel safe. The sheep fear the wolves, but the shepherd is the slow wolf, the one from whom they do not run, raising, carrying, guiding, killing. Psalm 49 states it plain. The sheep are destined for shoal. Bleat, bleak, weep, barren, gaunt, white, dirty white. The bleeding heart bleats. Even the good shepherd culls the sheep. Why would the flock follow? Who calls us? Who calls us? Oh, dutiful Viola, I know what I must do. I know what I will write. Did you know, included in Volker Map's various miscellaneous sound effects, there's a whispering voice. Oh yeah, I know that one. The voice is a reversed recording of lines from Revelations, notably 6:8. to the majority of you in the chat, you were one number off from hearing something you understood. Next. I have procured the prussic acid and stirred it into the jug that fills the cup. The sheep's eye watched me from the fire. I will begin with the parable, then ask the flock to pass the cup. The New Testament is my blood. Then to Revelation 7:14, their robes washed white in the blood of the Lamb. And at last to Revelation 8:11, to explain the bitter juice in the cup, and to assure them that it cannot harm those who are washed white. I shall drink too, as is my duty. Hazel won't, unfortunately. Poor thing. Everyone's a banger! Everyone's a banger! I love Slayer's Testament. It's the weakest writing in the game. Sync is like the only writer for all this, or like at least lead, right? Like this is pretty much mainly, if not entirely, Sync's work. And it's Masterpiece, right? It's all Masterpiece. Yeah, fire him, can him. Oh, like lots of history with Quake. Yeah, dump him, put him in the ocean. Fucking. High blasphemy. Anyway. High blasphemy to touch anyone it did, but anyway. It was cathartic for Civvy to fucking go off about it for the first 3 minutes of the new Quake video. By the way, anybody out there, Civvy's like one of the realest ones around. If you like Civvy, you're good to do that. Okay, let's go on to Galena. Now, I guess I'll do this. I'll try to remember to do this for every champ, because this is the lore outfit that we unlock, usually based, you know, on like the story we read about them. But her default is this, the Unholy Paladin. And all the champions have really, like, I love all the fucking sick costumes in this game. Usually based on different, okay, that's Pro League, but anyway. And they also have, like, usually some fun lore-relevant vanity items. And, you know, also some fucking silly holiday bullshit, because why not? But anyway, that's... Hang on. That's, I didn't mean to leave her like that. That's not my Galena. Okay. My Galena. All right, hang on. Where is it? Oh, we're going to fuck up some pronunciation today. I apologize in advance. It's good. From the account of Tzik-Ur, the acolyte of the gaunt shepherd, when the days of the 12,000th harvest began, she was presented to those who attend. Her terrified begetters, like so many before, came believing that through this innocent offering their own lives would be protected, prolonged. And like so many before, they did not understand that such an offering, the whelp taking her first timid steps toward the waiting Talon priests, could be accepted only as a solemn promise of their own destruction. Her kin destroyed, her village destroyed, each and every connection she had to her world destroyed. Hang on, we have some important ones here from Lux. Did you know the gaunt shepherd Miria is the spidery thing you can see a statue of in Bloodrun? Oh, I know that statue. And more prominently, Blood Covenant in the room where the Quad and Protection spawns. Did you know Death Knight is the one who carries out that destruction of Galena's people, implying that Volkaire's monks might have been the one that set Death Knight down his spiral into madness, and were connected to / responsible for the murder of his king that initiated it. Thank you, Lux. All of that's awesome. I'm enjoying all of it. Thank you for being insane. From the Song of Those Who Attend. And lo, the terrible power already nascent in the one named Galena, in honor of the golden champion of old. Many would stumble on the path to serve Volkaire. Many brutally die in the quest to know the Whispering Walker. But not this one, not Galena. Even at an age where most played idly, unaware of the storied agonies to come, her eyes struck fear in others. Her words rang with authority. And when the time came for Galena to tread the path of pain, even her attendants knelt, transfixed. The 7th book of the Old Kingdom made it clear what would be required of her. With her genuflecting, hooded attendants receding, this mortal girl, still a stripling, was sent away to face he who walks in blood, banished to the hissing realms where unspeakable things await any who stray from the cohort that protects them. And yet, Galena did not question this. Alone she walked, alone and with no runes to protect her. She did not yet know that only by surviving would the black magic be revealed and granted to her at last. I have so little for Galena, it's weird. None of the proper nouns in these entries can I find. Yeah, I love that. I love that even you's like, I don't even remember half the shit. Because, you know, the Quake champion stuff is like pulling from all kinds of different places, so... Galena, but I could really believe that Galena's is like whole cloth made up universe that we just never got to dive more into because you assholes didn't play Quake Champions. Maybe we'd know more if you pricks played the game. Gianni, I'm late. Is it okay? There's never been a better day to be late. Nothing is happening today. This is for 2 people here, and I'm one of them. And you'll be able to guess the other one very soon. There will be a test. Yeah. Is it Lux? Yeah, you guessed it. All right. We'll keep reading here. And which of the scenes from the unholy tapestry would become Galena's legend? Perhaps when she traversed the swamp of the Neverborn, where fetal abominations devour each other endlessly. Or that when battling the Molten One, she did not retreat, even when the one melted into 2, then 3, enshrouding her in smoke and ash. Even with those terrors conquered, Galena, bloodied but unbowed, had yet to face the shriek tutors of Kalor. Yet when she called on her own dark might, Galena was their equal, striking fear into those from whom fear is born. Dude, Galena's Galena's a badass, right? I feel like Galena is Quake as they originally envisioned Quake the man back in when they were talking about, like, you know, the Commander Keen Quake shit. Like, Galena's him. She's like, I'm him. Anyway. From the Song of Those Who Attend. I, Myong, greeted her in the name of the gaunt shepherd when she returned. None believed she would return alive. But she walked into the circle, the flames turning brilliant and smoky as she approached. And I went to Galena, her body lashed with deep wounds that should have drained her blood, no part of her skin untouched. And as her eyes looked to me, I saw that the girl we had attended was no longer there. And I whispered a reverent prayer to the thanks of Volkaire. And when Galena came of age, her summoning still to come, all her fearsome power had to be tamed. Her eyes revealed that she no longer clung to the feeble mortality of her birth world, only to power, strength, brutal survival. Now she would be called by an Ichor mage to learn the lessons of lessons. But all who saw her, frightened by her wild might, wondered, could even a deathless Ichor mage bring her power to heal? If not, what fate would he who walks in blood choose for her? We could only wait as the ink ice formed in our throats. All the creatures of the lambent realm fell silent and motionless that day, awaiting the exquisite battle between master and acolyte. The ash swimmers claimed the battle itself would be less a test than a demonstration of the Ichor mage's dark prowess. But Galena had learned much, discarded much. Tears and smiles mattered not. Wounds counted for nothing. Fear had been banished. Now there was merely this last challenge, to defeat the mage. Could even the great Volcaire not be gripped, held by the horror and wonder of the battle to come? The Ichor mage lay still. Galena had won. Whispers came first, then chants, laughter, even screams. Let the summoning begin! As the attendants' voices also joined until the cries became a roar that could be heard even to the pool of night. Galena then began the final journey, to stand alone before the shattering abyssal power of Volcaire. Could she return alive? Could she return sane? So many others had walked the path only to join the creatures of the pit, once powerful, now trapped in the agonizing slaughtermire of the ancients. No one witnessed, no words were recorded, but the gaunt shepherd himself awoke from his slumber that night. Only visions, some might say. But the shepherd saw that Volcaire had appeared, that the tatters and claws of the ineffable one had encloaked Galena, that she raised her weapon to taste the power of the ancient god, to make her rise above all who would soon kneel in obeisance. Sorry, that's a new one. I was like, damn, on a roll. In obeisance to her. At Dream's End, and this realm of secrets and scythe blades, Galena had met the call, had been embraced by he who walks in blood, and had become Volcaire's unholy paladin. I think it's obeisance, actually, now that I think about that. So she actually went into the arena on purpose, knowing what it was, unlike basically anyone else, because she's a boss. I love that. I love the lore just being like, yeah, so Galena's the most hardcore motherfucker here in a game with only hardcore motherfuckers. And yeah, the artifact. Your Gabrielle plushie twitched. Thank you for not scramble fire frying his ovaries. Lore artifact. A human child's ragdoll, scorched and threadbare, with only blackened scratches for eyes. Treated by some as a sacred relic, the doll must be kept far away from Galena, who wants to obliterate any trace of connection to her birth world. That's a good one. Did you know? As I said, I couldn't find shit about this lady, and I really tried. So here's another thing about Death Knight. If he inherited the title of Ashen King when that last one was killed, doesn't that imply that was his dad? Which would explain the extent of his bloody vengeance quest against Galena's people. When the lore is good? Alright, that was Galena. Let's read about... Let's go to Volcaire. Now seems like a good time. From the Benedictions of Want, Psalm 1. 1. Blessed is the one who seeks an ending for himself and others, who does not stand in death's way, but permits silence come to the injured and the sick, who leads the beasts that hunt two-legged prey. 2. For only he understands the atrocity of life, of individuality, of creation, and the purity of oblivion. 3. I don't know if I'm supposed to read the numbers, but I'm doing it anyway. Makes me feel good. Only in becoming part of a greater whole on the path to oblivion can anything that lives find meaning, and no greater consumption is there than to become feast to Voltaire, body and soul. Did you see multiplayer trailer for Gears E-Day? I did see that there was a trailer, though. I didn't watch it yet. From what I gather, it's Gears, and I do like Gears. From the Benedictions of Want, Psalm 3. 1. Many are the beasts that walk and fly and crawl, and all are as nothing. 2. Nor is man any higher than the lowest beast. Turn away from man and beast, for all are vile, abomination, without meaning or purpose. 3. All is false, even joy and fear and sorrow and hope, most of all. 4. Only in feasting upon and being feasted upon in turn is revealed the barest glimpse of the only true purpose. This the lurching king learned only in death. 5. This is the gift of Voltaire, ender of toil. You know, I've always kind of regarded myself as I'm being won over to Voltaire here. Is what I'm trying to get at. Fuck, I'm blanking on Cathala. Right. Oh, right. It's right in front of me. I've always been, Cathala, but maybe Voltaire. Well, it's just that I really like Ruins of Sarnath. I think that's the main thing for me. Athagnal Simp. That's fair. Did you know, according to Sync Error, Voltaire is based on Hatzur the Unspeakable, another of Shub-Niggurath's mates, as was Nekelmuset. I don't know about that one. Or I don't know that one. Who was based on Hatzur's King in Yellow depiction. In the short story Haita the Shepherd by Ambrose Bierce, in which Hatzur was first introduced, he is described as the god of shepherds. Oh yeah, I understood most of that. Scroll 3. From the Benedictions of Want, Psalm 4. 1. You do not answer our call, O Voltaire, who walks in blood, for we are as nothing. 2. Yet your gaping maw is our eternal salvation, our gateway into death with purpose, the only purpose to which we can aspire. 3. Your prophet Myria dreams of you, sings of you, as do we, your timorous flock. 4. Feasting eternally upon the cenotaph table, eating away at the root of creation. 5. Reveling in the song of revelatory final screams and the silent baying of the empty hounds. Scroll 4. From the Benedictions of Want, Psalm 11. 1. Only those beyond reproach may feed the whispering one with their own mouths. Only upon them does Voltaire turn his ravening gaze. 2. Even as he walks the path to find the Empyrean crown, you shall honor him with your own path of pain. 3. Walk your 12,000 steps with not a morsel to pass your lips, carrying with you the left hand of your most beloved. 12K steps isn't that bad. I'd be hitting that most days, honestly. 4. Let no beast cross your path and live, yet of them you must not eat. 5. And on the 12,000th step shall you earn your ablution. Did you know? Voltaire usurped the Lurching King and claimed his realms of black magic, sending him into exile, the vestibule of which is a map in QC. Oh yeah. He attempted to steal his crown as well, but it was lost. Yeah, vestibule, wait. Exile the map, right? The ice one? Pretty sure it's the ice one. Yeah. I like Exile. I just don't like it visually, but that's because it came later. It was another one of those instances where it was a miracle that, like, at that point, a new map could even be, like, added at all. So, you know, like, they made, like, it's good enough visually. I appreciate that there is a new map, but, you know, basically, I'm long story short, I'm wishing that more people played Quake Champions so that they had more money, but anyway. Spinky Bobinky, thank you for the 9-month resub. Something about going into labor? Hi, funny voice, man. Hope you've had a good day. You know what? It's been pretty good, but it's even better now that you're here. Anyway, I'm going to keep reading about the horror. Sync was working on a new map. Yeah, I think he had a few things. A few buns in the oven. Hope my boy's doing good. All right. Scroll 5. From the Benedictions of Want, Psalm 11. Then, oh then, shall you be seen, by an ichor mage, or by the famine born, or, should you be truly blessed, by the gaunt shepherd Miria himself. I'll read the number, sorry. 7. You will not see them, but there they wait, in the pain of holy starvation. It is beneath their gaze that you will stand. 8. Recite you then the last prayer of flesh, and break your fast upon the hand of your beloved. Then upon you shall the great maw smile, and all you consume be consecrated unto him. Yeah, I think I could do this. Like, I feel... I think I could do this. I think I have what it takes to be, like, a worshiper of Volcare. 12,000 steps, eating Marika's hand. We're kind of about that anyway. We are often getting many steps and biting each other. Scroll 6. From the Benedictions of Want, Psalm 19. 1. Let famine be the declaration of your truth, your glory. Let fields lie fallow and crops smolder. 2. Let every tribulation be our voice, rising up in silent veneration. 3. To you and your gaunt shepherd, whom you brought to us, consumed and yet returned, 1 foot in death, to spread the joy of oblivion. 4. For only those who fatten themselves for your benefit, that you may feast upon them, earn the right to feed. 5. And all others left to waste away, as did the lurching king without his crown. Scroll 7. From the Benedictions of Want, Psalm 38. 1. Let my shrieks of agony carry my joy to your ears, Volcare. Let my offals stain the unhallowed throne of the lurching king. Take me, as I have offered myself through the litany of cries, and walked the 10,000-fold steps. 2. I hurl myself upon the cenotaph table, and gaze upon the rent ribbons that were my flesh. I welcome the feast. I welcome oblivion. 3. Now, Volcare, whispering one, take of me that you might make meaning from nihil. Wait, I never... Like Nile, right, okay. Nile Red. Let me become a single step toward your crown. Like I know... Hang on, I want to check this out. What do we got? I think it's Nihil. I'm looking it up. Yeah, that makes sense. Like nil, but anyway. Okay. Volcare's is good. I think I might be a worshiper of Volcare, but I'm not ready to commit. Rehire sync error, and then I'll decide. And also say you're sorry, and double his pay. His art book page describes Volcare as uncomfortably androgynous, which is how I describe myself most days. Alright, let's go back to another champion. Oh, you folks are in for a fucking treat. It's time to read about Keel. So that's the lore outfit, but your default Keel looks like this. I have a fun fact about Keel that Lux probably also knows, but Keel is like the #1 model that in Quake 3 Arena, everyone would set, like, force all models to be a bright green keel, which this outfit is kind of a, like, yeah, that is the robot keel that's available in that game. I guess it'd be more like that, but that is what you'll see on a lot of gameplay footage for, like, Quake 3 or, like, Quake Live, is that keel. But for me, I like default QC keel. Keel is one of the many champions originally introduced in Quake 3. That is true. All right, let's read about Keel. Keel is one of the happiest people in the arena. He's always bouncing around, being all like, woo, haha, yeah, baby, blow up, boom. What you think about that, right? So I'm sure his story is going to reveal that he's totally, like, sane and balanced and okay, and nothing tragic happened. Transcript of last perimeter contact pre-engagement. Subic IV, Sector Gamma. BQ Lieutenant Corporal. 14 o'clock and all's well. R. Brighton, Sergeant. Damn it, Keel. K. Sorry, Sarge. Scheduled status report, 1400 hours. B. Better. What have you got to report? Jack shit, sir. Seriously, Sarge. Guards are guarding, miners are mining, machines are, machining. This assignment's like desk duty, only dustier. You still need to take this seriously. I do, sir. I just... Hang on. Keel? Picking up movement near Charlie Ridge. I'm sure it's nothing, but I'm gonna... Partial transcript of post-engagement field report. SNR Unit Bravo, Subic IV, Sector Gamma. M. Tagawa, PFC. PFC. I'm thinking of LFC, which is up here. So we we have LFC here, which is, or is it? God, I always get this mixed up. Up in Canada, because we have French as a secondary language, KFC also goes as... Oh, I'm blanking on it. PFK. Which I always get fucked up in my head, because in my head I'm calling it like piff fucking chicken. Never mind. Le fucking chicken. That's anyway, never mind. That's not important. What is private first class? That's PFC, right? M. Tagawa, private first class. I've never seen anything like this. Operations control. Steady on, Tagawa. T. Tagawa, okay, yeah. We're not gonna find any survivors. Nothing here is even shaped like a human. Wait a sec. Wet thumping sounds. Operations control. Report, soldier. Uso, I think this was Lance Corporal Keel. What were they shooting at us? Chainsaws? Establish visual link. Electronic hum. Head and upper spine seem largely intact. May be viable for Project Osiris. Wrap him up and bring him home, Takawa. So we're just gonna... Alright. Did you know Osiris is the ancient Egyptian god of fertility, agriculture, the afterlife, the dead, resurrection, life, and vegetation? It was killed and cut into pieces by the god Set. His wife Isis found all the pieces but one and returned him to life. The piece she couldn't find was his dick. Also, the map R2M4 of Quake 1 is named Curse of Osiris. I did know some of that, mainly because I got refreshed on it by voicing in Seth, the Egyptian roguelike FPS. All I'm thinking is, man, can we, like, for once have, like, black men in fiction whose bodies we don't fucking shred apart? Like, okay, good for them for having awesome cybernetics, but does it have to be every time? Does it have to be every time? Can just once he, like, keep his shit? Anyway. Partial transcript of pre-op log 5, Project Osiris. D. Marcus, second lieutenant. What is this shit? I told them 0 cranial damage, complete spinal cord. R. Mugabe, sergeant. They want to know what he saw. Okay, Marcus. This is an untried procedure. We'd have to use the altered progenitor cells recovered at the Tetsuo site just to regrow his occipital... They weren't asking, sir. Fine. We'll get him talking. But don't expect me to blow all my resources making sure everything's hooked up right. If he forgets how to eat or do long division, that's his problem. So Keel's like not even... Keel's... They fucking put him back together wrong. Did you know? Tetsuo is the name of the company that created Clutch, remember? That means the Tetsuo site they mention is likely whatever it was that Clutch found. Progenitor cells are a type of undifferentiated cell, like stem cells, except that while stem cells can become any cell, progenitor cells can only become their target cell type, although sometimes the terms are used interchangeably. So stem cell research is canon to Quake. Transcript recorded from Neural Interface, Subject Osiris Epsilon B. Keel. All that work to bring me back with that mutated Frankenstein goop, and I couldn't tell them a damn thing. Damn spikers got me center mass before I even saw them coming. They don't think it's as funny as I do. Not sure what to think of all this. Everything moves like it should, but nothing feels right when I touch it. Figure I should be a lot more horrified. Maybe this circuitry in my head's keeping my emotions in check. I should be pissed about that too, shouldn't I? Did you know Epsilon is the 5th letter in the Greek alphabet, which implies Keel may be the 5th subject of Project Osiris? The Spikers are the Klesk. Oh yeah, and I think Klesk was a work-in-progress champ as well for this game. I think Sync talked about it a couple of times. They were working on some abilities for Klesk. I think there was like a Sonic Scream or some shit. There's like some profile pics in the game of Klesk, because Klesk was pretty well planned. many great planned champions that we never got to see. Transcript recorded from Neural Interface. Subject Osiris Epsilon B. Keel. Back in basic. Just what I always wanted. Guess they're right, though. We gotta know what this new body can do. Man, Keel is titties. Alright. Apparently, 2 of those things it can do are run faster than the guys trying to run away and hit a lot harder than I used to. I'll have to stop by the infirmary later and apologize if they're conscious. Got shot. Felt like a bee sting. I'm told my senses can be reprogrammed to register stimuli different than they used to. I need to make some requests. This guy's a fucking champ. Alright. Part 6. Transcript recorded from Neural Interface. Subject Osiris Epsilon B. Keel. Came back wrong and robotic. Yeah, between him and Kane, he's handling came back wrong and robotic way better. Transcript recorded from Neural Interface. Subject Osiris Epsilon B. Keel. They can reprogram my taste buds. Shit, I should have gotten my ass shot off years ago. MREs taste like real food. I mean, high-end sirloin, real New York spaghetti and sauce, the works. The only thing they can't manage is Meemaw's salty honey pie. Nothing I try tastes like the real thing. Maybe they can also figure out what's wrong with my eyes. Had a couple moments after training where I suddenly couldn't see the field anymore. Saw, well, somewhere else. Ugly. I hope the process isn't going bad on me. Uh-oh. Yeah, he's seeing the dream, that's right. Gonna go to bed? Thanks for stopping by, Angel. Have a good one. Part 7. I thought I was okay. Those visions, the spells, they only hit after practice or deployment. I've engaged the Klesk half a dozen times without trouble, but today... 1 minute I'm mowing down spikers, the next, mountains of ash, broken spires, shadows, swirling and twisting like the sun can't stand still. But there is no sun, and screams from nowhere, constant. Lost almost half an hour, and almost 40 men. Don't know how I survived. I need to know what's wrong with me, or I'm no good to anyone. this man. Well, that's no good. Transcript of partial testing procedure, subject Osiris Epsilon B. Keel. D. Marcus, Second Lieutenant. I told them. R. Mugabe, Sergeant. He's been operational for months, Doc. I told them. Yes, you did. So is the problem in the cortical interface? It is, isn't it? We can't tell. The system hasn't recorded any of these fugues he reported. That's impossible! All we get is fragmented data. Organics? Nothing wrong we can detect. Anywhere. Shit. Take him off active duty until we can figure this out. I told them. Final transcript recorded from neural interface. Subject Osiris Epsilon B. Keel. Been off active duty for weeks. Spell's getting worse. The place I see is horrible. It's a hallucination. Something about my trauma or what they've done to me. Except, what if it's not? Last couple times, it felt like it was physically tugging at me. If the circuits can't record it, maybe they're keeping me from blocking it out. So I'm shutting down the system. Let my brain handle it alone, untethered. Then I'll know. I can feel it coming on. Interface shut down in 3, 2, 1. What a fucking champ, dude. He's like, all right, bet. God damn. Lore artifact. Oh my god, the pie. A slightly damaged slice of Mima's salty honey pie that Keel stores in a small vacuum chamber within his cybernetics. He intends to save it for a really bad day. It's his like last drink. Keel has a line, "You're about to have the keel hauling of a lifetime." This is a pun on his name and the term keel haul, which means to be tied up and dragged under the keel of a ship. It was used as a form of punishment for sailors in pirate times. Yeah. Thank you, Lux. All right. Let's read another champ. Let's read like 2 more champs. And then we're making good time today, actually. Let's read 2 more champs and then bounce to Music in the Darkness. And then just have like 5 champs take us out. Why not? Saving the best for last, Visor. Actually, well, Swordlag's my fave, but Visor's really fucking awesome. Oh, we're getting to Ranger. Yeah, let's go Nyx. I originally wasn't too sure how I felt about Nyx. I was not. I felt like she might have been like, I don't know, not great in some of her writing and stuff. But over time, she kind of grew on me. I'm interested in what her lore looks like because I actually don't remember. So that's her. Oh yeah, her lore outfit's also that. But your normal Nyx, for everyone who doesn't know, all 3 of you who are actually listening, this is normal Nyx. Sorry, that's Anarchy. This is normal Nyx. And her ability is phase shift, where she becomes like not just invisible but intangible as well. Yeah, she grew on me over time. Anyway, let's read. I wish she had more agency. The idea is good, but she's very generic, yeah. The worst boob physics in gaming. Mission log. Designate 1301, Open A. Why in the name of all the heavens am I being called up again so damn soon? I just got back from an off-world intel run a week ago. Whatever's come up, surely one of the others in Wraith unit can handle it. Gods damn it all. No surprise the summons is coded urgent. Everything Wraith unit does is urgent. I'm more puzzled by the Grace code prefix. We drove them off years ago. An error, maybe? I swear if I report all the way back to the Conclave over a comm glitch. 1308 mission log continued. I can't believe it. I've been excused for a recess, and I'm just as happy to be out of there. Gives me time to wrap my head around it. The orb. One of the Grace Marauders has somehow breached the Fathom Orb. That's not supposed to be possible. The power of the orb itself is supposed to make it impossible, to say nothing of the Shrine's own security. By all that's holy, if the Grace interface with the Ghost Walk, or worse, claim the power for their own, we're dead. It's the only defense we have. Grace is the name of Scalebearer's race. Oh. Scalebearer was humiliated by the crushing defeat at the hands of Nyx's people and was exiled. That I forgot. I have the Scalebearer statue just over there, but I'll show them to you another time. 1301-A mission log continued. They're still debating. Even after summoning me, knowing what's at stake, half of those political cowards don't want to send me in. Old laws, holy doctrine, blah, blah, blah. It's a heap of Mog shit. Unless they want a ghost-walking enemy bent on conquest, I'm sure their highest laws will bring them great comfort while we're all being slaughtered. Done with this. I'm going back in to tell the priors I am heading for the orb. They're welcome to stop me. Of course, if they could try to stop me, they wouldn't need me. Mission log designate 1301 Open F. I had never seen the Fathom Shrine in person before. It's magnificent, or it would be if it weren't for the weapon damage and blood splatter. No idea what could have taken down the defenses so readily. Whatever it was didn't leave a trace. Some of the automated sensors have particle beams scoring. None were hitched straight on. Somehow, the Grace knew their locations and approached from outside their angles of detection. Other sensors look almost to have been crushed. It's no weapon signature I'm familiar with. Maybe more evidence further in. That's our boy Scalebearer. The orb was helping him. This makes no sense. There's more than enough ruins, soot, and particulate to track the intruder, and that's the problem. I'm finding evidence of only one intruder. One set of prints, one energy signature. There is no way a single Grace could penetrate the Shrine's defenses, and yet, if I didn't know better, I'd wonder if they already somehow accessed the Ghost Walk. That peculiar crush damage, though, it doesn't seem to come from the invader's path. That alone suggests other agencies. Wishing I hadn't been too rushed to wait for more Wraith unit backup. 130F mission log, personal addendum. Reach their inner chambers. The carvings, most are abstract, but the figures stepping out of blocks and columns are clearly ghost walkers, probably the first. But there's this recurring image, a sphere with wriggly emanations. I think it's the Fathom Orb, but I can't tell if it's emitting energy or tendrils. And the Ghost Walkers? They're facing it, as though they're not guarding it, but guarding against it. I understand now why the priors blindfolded us for the Ghost Walk initiation. I thought it was just pomp, but no. They couldn't let us see this. Did you know? According to the comics, the Malem did not worship the Fathom Orb as their gods, but rather saw themselves as the custodians and jailers of the orb. Thank you. Holy Ibramel, it's beautiful. The refraction, every color and none. Ghost petals growing all over. I've never seen a real one before, and it sings to me. I wonder if this is a defense too. How many people meant to breach the orb and just got trapped here? Don't really know how to do this. It has to be a ghost walk, but I know it's not that easy. Have to hit just the right resonance. Still want to know how the damn Grace did it. Really hope getting it wrong a few times doesn't kill me. Designate 1301, Open G. Through. Don't know how long. Lost track. I'll try to recapture what So much pain. Like squeezing through broken glass. Images all around me. twisted reflections in a shattered mirror, reaching tendrils, gaping eyes, limbs and organs we don't have names for. Voices, Melem voices, begging for secrets, begging to know. Answers, not voices at all, but still answers, offering knowledge and power that turn the mind into more broken glass. And the cost. They live between where we ghost walk, and every time we do, we open the door wider. Did you know? This seems to imply that the ability of ghost walking allows the user to partially cross over into the dreamlands, or at least some realm of the Eldritch gods, which leads me to question just where it is Nyx goes when she ghost walks now that she's already in the dreamlands. Be fun if, like, I don't know, it gets visions of back home. Probably not how it works. 1301G mission log. I don't know where I am. Maybe the grease caused it to lead here. It's like a butcher's nightmare. Doesn't matter. I have to find him, stop him from gaining whatever he came for, and then I have to get back. I have to tell the Conclave what we bargained with, what the first Ghostwalkers guarded us against, that we're being watched through the Fathom Orb, that these horrors are getting closer to our reality. They won't believe me. They may even kill me. But I have to try. Gods help us all. Arby's. Artifact. Ghost Petals, a translucent, semi-intangible plant that grows only near the Fathom Orb, permanently phased by its energy. A reminder of home and what's at stake. Cute. Alright. I'm just going to get more water, and then we're going to... I think we might as well dive into Ranger. Because I know Ranger's a big one, so... Let me get more water real quick. PRP. Me? Oh, just, you know, reading lore for a game I love before time forgets it. All right. Dive into Ranger. Our boy. How long ago was it? Last year already, damn. Oh, man. This character was voiced by an amazing voice actor named Jim Ward, who we only lost last year. Some of you may know him for also voicing Captain Quark in Ratchet and Clank. Did he also do Doug Dimmadome? Do I have that right? Anyway. He's great. Ranger's VO is, like, somewhere in the bricks of my mind as just, like, totally core inspirational VO. The shit that the deliveries for every line for Ranger are just, like, perfect for me. He's so good. That's your default Quake guy. And he has some fun outfits. He's a cute. You can dress him up if you want. Maybe you know that one. I love this. I still adore that. All right. But anyway, that was his default. I show you that because we're going to be looking at his lore unlock. He's a DILF. He's a wife guy and he's middle-aged and he wants to go home. Yeah, people really should have been all over this. I'm with you there. Did you know Ranger's axe from the first game is named Gladys? I believe that. Did you know Ranger has a tattoo of a gray eagle eating a snake? There is a recurring character in Lovecraft's work named Gray Eagle, who first appears in Curse of Ig. Or is it Yig? I don't remember. About the snake god Ig, and again in The Mound, one of, if not the, first stories to use the character of Shub-Niggurath outside of just the La Shub-Niggurath line. Sorry, I had a fancy little accent on the A there, and I was like, whoa, cool mohawk. I assume this is totally coincidental, and he just has an eagle and snake tattoo because he's a Marine. But you get an idea of how much I'm digging for scraps. Lux, I don't think it's that. That one's not that much of a stretch to me. That I could believe. All right. Let's read this. Not much of a writer, but I have to get some things down on paper before my brain turns to mush. Some of the important stuff is already gone. Can't remember what my own goddamn name is, for instance. It's gotta be something about this place. It messes up my thoughts. The only time I can focus is when I'm fighting. As soon as the fighting stops, it's like a fog rolls into my head, sorry. But I'll get it written down. I have to. For Annie and the kids. If I forget them, I'll never find a way out of this hellhole. Seems like 100 years since I got that call at 0400. I hauled ass to the Slipgate complex, but the shit had already hit the fan. Marines bleeding from their eyes, some kind of half-done mods in their skin, all of them trying to kill me. Even a couple of guys I knew. Commander was AWOL, the place was a maze. It was like the worst dream I'd ever had. But I know how to follow orders. I just had to find Quake and kill it. No time to think about what the hell I was seeing. They didn't tell me much about the Slipgate. They had hired some creepy egghead to build it in the underground levels. Gilman, I think his name was. But what else was he doing down there? Why was the facility laid out like a death trap? When I used that first Slipgate, I got zapped to somewhere else, but it looked the same. Had they already gone through and built a base on the other side? What about those psycho Marines, the poor bastards? Who did that to them? Was it Quake, or was it Gilman? Did you know the welcome did you know the welcome banner in his memories in the comics imply Ranger had only just moved to the area when all this happened. Since he was intended to be Shub's sacrifice, allegedly, it makes sense they may have been waiting for him to arrive. Funny how he was specifically called, all the way from Massachusetts, most likely specifically, called in from far away for a weird mission or otherwise specifically targeted, just like all the Dreamer's scrolls. All right, okay. They're all bangers, Lux, thank you. doesn't make any sense. I was fighting for my life as soon as I got there, and then things just kept getting darker and weirder. There were other slip gates, and I went through them. Nowhere else to go. No idea where they were leading to. I just shot at anything that moved, and I've been shooting ever since. Feels like the night terrors I got after Vietnam. Maybe the whole thing really is just a bad nightmare. What else would explain any of it? Somebody wake me up. My wife and kids need me. Those runes I found. Every time I found one, my head flooded with stuff I wasn't supposed to know. Stuff no one should know. That's how I learned what Quake was. Shub-Niggurath. A pile of letters for a pile of tentacles. But those slipgates led me to all 4 runes. Did someone or something want me to find them? Without them, I never would have gotten to that squirming heap. Never would have found the orb I used to kill her. The game-winning pass. I thought for sure I'd get to go home after that. No such luck. Oh, that's funny. Okay, these are good. Ray, thanks for the 46-month Prime resub. Good to see you. That is the only time Shub's name is spelled like that. According to sync error on the Discord, Ranger did not know how to spell it. That's really funny. And did you know the name Quake was originally from one of the dev's D&D characters who wielded a giant hammer and had a floating orb that orbited around him? Several references to him exist in the games, including the dire orb that floats around Shub and the hammer from the mission packs. Yeah, that's Quake is, for anyone who doesn't know, originally Quake was... The id guys had like a really long-running D&D campaign, and pretty much all their ideas stemmed for Quake stemmed from like fantasies about like that world that they had built and worked on and played for a while. And that D&D campaign ran for like a long ass time. I remember reading in Masters of Doom about what a bummer it was. I think like the way it ended. I forget exactly what it was, but like I think like Carmack was DMing and he just like I don't remember why he like killed the characters or something like that. Kind of super fuzzy about the details. Don't quote me there, but that D&D campaign was a big part of their creative foundations. If I'm gonna put this out there, if you read Masters of Doom, it's a great book, and it does it's awesome to read about like the history of id and the formation of the studio, and you really get a grasp of what a fucking miracle it is that any game ever happens, and like what an insane coincidence it was for id to happen at all. But anyway, if you read Masters of Doom, please, I compel you to also read Doom Guy, John Romero's autobiography. It's a great read, and in it he sort of clarifies some stuff, because Masters of Doom is by a third party that was like pretty on the money, but I think like some stuff was maybe a little bit fuzzy. And Romero, I forget what it's called, but he has one of those super like unusual genius memories with the, not photographic, but the other thing. What is it? Tim, maybe the same thing that Tim Rogers has, or maybe a different one. I forget. Eidetic. Yeah, I think it's maybe one of those. But Romero clarifies some stuff in his book. And it's not like clarifies to make himself look better. Actually, I kind of feel like he takes too much responsibility in his book. I think I'm like baby girl. No. But anyway, but it's a great read and gives you more perspective on all of it. And also gave me perspective on how fucking rough Romero had it growing up. I had no idea. But yeah, of course he had it rough, because like you say, Ray Jenkins, he seems pretty self-reflective. So yeah, people who I think had it rough often are. Anyway, can you keep reading this? I've had this damn orb ever since. Not that different from a football, except I get to play quarterback and receiver, QB and receiver at the same time. And nothing beats catching your own pass and killing some bad guy in the process. Sometimes I call out plays in my head during fights. Helps me keep the memories I have left. Miskatonic, the Fightin' Badgers. I was pretty good back in the day. Not good enough to go pro, but enough to be the hometown hero a couple of times. Annie tells me I was clueless. She's probably right. She usually is. Need to stay sane, or whatever passes for sane here. Gotta be careful remembering Annie. Don't want to turn her into some story I tell myself, so I try to remember the bad parts too. How mad she was when I enlisted. How low she got after Kay was born. But damn, I miss her. Everybody should have someone who looks at them the way she looks at me. We've always made it through the rough times. I hope we'll make it through this too. I hope she can forgive me for being gone so long. One of the worst things about losing my mind in here, I can't remember my kids' names. I call them J and K now. Our firstborn was a girl, tough as nails. When she busted her arm on the jungle gym, she tried to comfort her mom on the way to the ER. I cried at her graduation. Annie had fun with that. A couple years later, Jay arrived. He had me figured out in no time. So smart, that kid. I haven't gotten a chance to tell him how proud I am of him. But I will, goddammit. I used to try to keep track of time here, but it's no use. The sky makes no sense. Some places seem to have day and night, but most don't. Feels like years, but I don't feel any older. When I manage to sleep, I can't tell whether it's for minutes, hours, or days. Maybe no time has passed at all back home. I'll get out of here and crawl back into bed with my wife. She'll let me sleep in. I'll talk her into making me pancakes and bacon in the morning. That's the way it's gonna go. And the lore artifact. A crumpled 30-year-old family photograph is Ranger's most prized possession and his only tangible link to life before Operation Counter-Strike. A faded ballpoint scribble on the back reads, Haverhill, Beach Street, 1978. Ranger keeps the photo between layers of his armored boot to ensure that no harm comes to it. All right. This is crazy, but believable enough that I know that you're not wrong to mention it. Did you know? Haverhill is where the character Walter Gilman from Dreams in the Witch House is from. Unlike many locations in Lovecraft County, the area in Massachusetts where most Lovecraft stories are set, Haverhill is used only twice in any of his works, meaning the likelihood of this not indicating a direct connection between Ranger and Ditwa being pretty low, in my opinion. Did you know? There's only one work in all the extended mythos I could find that had any connection to the year 1978. It is one of only two works that reference the word beach in the title as well. Horror on the Beach, which was released in 1978 and then re-released in an anthology in 1996, the same year that Quake 1 was released and Ranger's story is set. As far as I can tell, this uncanny alignment of name and dates is a complete coincidence and not at all relevant to Quake's lore, but it did send me down a nearly week-long rabbit hole investigating it, including using Google Street View to physically look around the real beach street in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Incredible. I have a fun fact that is less in-depth, but actually, I'll probably get this wrong, and it's one of the few things that I should know, but I've learned things and then forgotten them through the years. But Quake Champions is set before Quake 3, I believe. And so by Quake 3, Ranger only speaks in screams. So you can kind of infer from that if you want, because Quake 3 is not canon, says Lux. But you could infer from that he didn't get out, and just insanity kept evolving further and further and further. If you wanted. You can say Quake 3 is not canon, Lux, but nothing will take from me that Sorlag is trans. The only thing I feel fucked up about is I need guidance on this because I'm like Sorlag is trans, but I don't know where I should sit on this. If Quake 3 is the future and Sorlag is male in Quake 3 but is female in Quake Champions, how do I ethically goon how do I ethically goon to Sorlag in Quake Champions? Is it by commissioning enough art with all the different body parts? Because I've done that. So if that's my pilgrimage, I've walked it. Lizards can just do that? Done. That's me dusting my hands. They're sticky. Alright. She can just go back and forth if she wants. Dusting my hands. Done. When the gooning is ethical. Alright. Let's read scales. Let's read about Scalebearer. Ranger. One of my favorite characters of all time. Hands down. Easy. Scalebearer is played by the same VA as Death Knight, Isaac C. Singleton Jr. That's a fucking amazing name. I have a fun fact for you. Did you know Sorlag is voiced by, I can't remember his name, the guy who plays the blind guy in Becker? And he voices another character in this. Is it Strogg? I think he also does Strogg, maybe? Or no, wait, it's somebody else. I think he voices two in this, but I can't remember who. Oh, it's Keel. Right. Yeah, Keel's VA as well. What a talent. I talked to Sync about the voice, because I really love Sorlag's voice. And he was telling me that it's like, he was saying there's like no processing that the actor could just do that. Alright, let's read about Scale. The Erd have fallen. I leave behind a garrison and military governor to shape their future as another cog in the Grice war machine. The Dricht sector campaign nears its end. This campaign may be my last. Perhaps the time has come to return to the Grice Dominion, to consolidate my conquests and rule rather than expand, to cement my position in the Empire. But I've time yet to consider. We have one more world ahead of us, though it should yield even more readily than most. A soft, weak place controlled by a race called the Melem. Also, for anybody wondering, yeah, that's Scale's lore outfit, but your default Scale Bearer looks like this. Got some fun outfits in here, too. I know I haven't been doing this for every champion, but cool stuff. And they all have fun, lore-relevant little bonus pieces. And he's actually... I'll give you a little bit of camera time. Because it's usually behind the camera, but he is also always on my desk. I have the Scale Bearer. He's big. All right. Let's do some reading about Scale. What sort of cowardly, fatherless egg clutchers have my soldiers become? Has this campaign gone so easily for them that they have forgotten what it means to be Grice? The Melem are nothing, weaklings, pacifists, yet every report I receive is defeat after defeat, burbling some nonsense about phantom enemies, as if we'd never before dealt with stealth technology. I had planned to supervise from the command ship, but clearly I must take a personal hand, and I've not decided yet whether the Melem or my own incompetent officers shall suffer the worse for it. I stagger through the wreckage of our siege engines. I'm dizzy. One of those cursed life comes at you fast. One of those cursed phantom warriors passed through me, and my mind feels as though they left something within it. The smoke burns my eyes, but I welcome it. Without it, I would be forced to stare at the incoming holographic message instead of only hearing it. The Dominion is taking my command from me. They call it reassignment, but I know exile for what it is. Shame, disgrace, but I could bear that if I knew how it happened. Damn the Melem, I will know how. I must know. I will know. Been here 5 days, 6, too busy to keep track, to sleep. I've read every single report, every communique from the Melem Theater. I was wrong. Not stealth tech, no. So very far beyond mere stealth. Penetration of physical barriers, of defensive shields. Phase shifting? Dimensional transfer? The Melem should not be so far advanced. This is far beyond anything the Grice have created. How have they done it? I can take it all back, grind them into dust, spread the Dominion over 1,000 more systems once I know. Did you know? In the comics, Scalebearer's backstory is expanded on a bit more. Most of his crew and troops that survived the failed invasion were put to death by the Grice War Council as punishment for Scalebearer's failure. He was then exiled. Did you know? Scalebearer's troops and crew were sacrificed to some big tentacle thing coming out of lava, which is incidentally very similar to how the manifestation of Shub-Niggurath is portrayed in the comics. I do not know if this is intentional. Oh. I have seen it. Fatigue finally took me, and in my dreams I have seen it. A great orb made of plasma and power and the desires of they who dwell between worlds. The Melem did not create this wonder, they merely harnessed it, and I will have it. I have told Dr. Arvor and Commander Thrym of my revelation. I described it in detail, demanded they recreate it. They doubt. They mouth reassurances between nagging queries about my mind's well-being, as though I were some deluded invalid. But they will understand, they will succeed, and they will believe. Another failure, and these fools call themselves scientists. Yet we were close. Even amid the sparks and strobes, I saw them through the walls of this reality. Things reaching for us, watching, wanting, needing. I saw them, and they saw me. I wonder why Dr. Arvor and his people insist on lying to me. They claim the machine produced no effect at all, that they cannot even fathom the technology of the orb I've described. They tell me I cannot have seen anything out of the ordinary. Until I know the purpose of their deceptions, I pretend to demur. The dreams come nightly now. Black cities of impossible angles built on the foundations of broken universes, and within them dwell gods, their eyes turned in our direction. It is because the scientists' partial failures have linked me with the Melem's orb. I know it, and I know the wisdom and the power within that orb must belong to the Grice. To me. Orvor and Thrym speak against me. Tell the others I've gone mad with vengeful obsession. They want this power for themselves, but I am not concerned with their ambitions. The hidden gods know who is worthy. As I anticipated, the gods within the orb have made their preference known. I have awakened from my dreams to halls stained with blood and shredded flesh. A pity they slew my entire team, rather than merely the traitors Arvor and Thrym, but no matter. I do find it curious that the Hidden Ones chose to use my weapons to cull them while I slumbered, but I will know their ways and reasons in time. To Melem lands, then, for in these new dreams I have seen the opener of the way. I know how to enter the orb. That's the Dreamlands. All of this seems to have been leading to Shub's attempt to use the slip gates to invade the waking world. Ranger seems to have stopped it, or maybe he's still part of the plan. Did you know, according to the comics, Scalebearer overcame the Melem planetary defenses by simply crashing his ship into the Fathom Shrine at full speed? Fuck it. The guardians of the shrine fall before me. The wards fail in my presence. I see it now, greater than even I dreamt, flashing and phasing before me, and I wonder, why accept the aid of gods when I might become one? Why settle for conquering star systems when I might sit upon the throne of a universe? I will enter the orb. The Melem will take their rightful place beneath my feet, and I will take from these alien gods their supreme power. I will expand the Dominion. I will be the Dominion, and realities will bow before me. He's a... Shuggy Canes, thank you for the 10 gifted. That's crazy. For the lore stream that's for, like, nobody except 2 people here, and I'm one of them. Bro, after acquiring real estate. Thank you. Thank you for the 10 gifted also. Alright, what do we got for the lore artifact? A cracked medal of service to the Grice Dominion with shredded ribbon. A sign of defeat, kindling to stoke the fires of revenge. Dude. Remember that time I lost? I do. That's great. I think it's time to do the final Lost ones. Let's do the music in the darkness. Sam Dyer log, day 2. Arrived at deepest camp in the Krubera Voronia cave. 1,960 meters down. 7 days since 2 cavers went missing. Would have gotten here sooner, but had to wait for waterproof devices. Small area, so radio and IR should be fine. Not sure why they recruited me all the way from New Zealand. It's gotta be right. My guess is that it's because I'm less than 150 centimeters high. Maybe I can get into places they can't. Lead speleologist. What the Malads? Lead speleologist Maladzi asked why I don't have Maori. Yeah, it's got Maori Moko on my chin. It's okay, gotcha. Yeah, New Zealand. Tiresome question, but at least he's curious, I guess. Did you know Ithagnal is likely an aspect / avatar / proxy of Ithaqua, a great old one who was first introduced in the August Derlet story, The Thing That Walked on the Wind, though I admit I'm basing that largely off the similar names. Did you know Sam Dyer is the relative of William Dyer from At the Mountains of Madness? While Ithaqua is not officially in this story, as she was not created as a character until after Lovecraft's death, since she is a great old one, so she could still be considered among those featured in the story. I love this chatter going. I was about to ask if Ithagnal had any relation to Ithaqua. Holy shit, Lux, we got one. All right. Next up. Day 5. First time down to the terminal sump, Dva Capitana. Beyond which, it's all underwater, as far as anyone knows. This was the missing caver's last known destination. I set sensors and relays there, and at all 3 junctions between the sump and the camp, to report and record any sound or movement. I knew it would be a lot of tight squeezes, but I didn't anticipate the insects. Tiny winter crane flies, spindly little spiders, pseudo-scorpions with pincers longer than their bodies. No room to get away from them. Ugh, maybe I can tape my tent shut. I asked on the Quake Discord and got a Quake isn't related to Lovecraft, idiot. So I gave up. Average Quaker. And I'm not kidding. They don't. You are, especially in the Quake Discord, like, where it's all like, what's your LG percentage? You are so in the wrong place. Love that, honestly. You just getting chased out. Getting strafe jumped out. Anyway, sorry. Day 10. 2 days since they left for the surface to restock. Just me and Petrenko left here to monitor and maintain the sensors. No trace of the lost cavers. Last night the mics picked up audio near the terminal sump. Some kind of multitonal buzzing drone? Maybe a few of those trichocera flies close to the... No, that can't be it, because all the mics picked it up. I had Max listen, and his eyes got really wide. Is that music? He asked. We need to go down and check the devices. Something's malfunctioning. I can't believe this. We heard it. Still on the way down, maybe 120 meters from the terminal sump. I'm using one of the sensors to get this audio back to camp. God, I can barely breathe. What was that? Hello? It sounded like... Do you hear it? We're reaching the sump now and the water's gone. It's just gone. We have to go in. We have to find out where it's coming from. Max, just take a minute. I can go. You can stay here and feed out ropes so I can get back. I'll stay clipped to you. Okay, I've reached a flat section. I could just barely fit through a choke to get into this larger tube. No idea how deep, whether I'm out of range for audio relay. Gotta keep talking to stay calm. The tube is covered with insects, like they were held back by the water. Something ahead on the floor that they won't get near. Can't quite reach, need to unclip. It's 3 stalactites bound together? No, they're light, like crab leg shell. Holes drilled along each with some kind of air bladder attached to them. Oh, I think this is what made the music. They're pipes. I don't feel right. Buzz in my head. I'm carrying the pipes to repel the insects. Shouldn't have touched them. Darkness ahead, maybe a large chamber. I hear clicking. Are you hearing this? It's multiplying as I approach, like 1,000 fingernails tapping. Wait, there's a light. A faint purple... Oh God, there are dozens of them. Eyeless, walking on 3 legs. The pipes. This can't be real. I can't move. I can't... They've seen me. Purple lights moving toward me. I have to... I've played the pipes. They all stopped and parted. They made a path into the dark for me. I understand now. They're waiting. Oh, that's good. Whoa, got invited to the Eldritch Orgy. All right, let's see. So we'll have the champs take us out. We got 4 more. I think we can beat this game. Slash, baby. All right. For all none of you who have been waiting for the rest of Anarchy's story, because Slash and Anarchy are closely connected. And yeah, this is the lore outfit you unlock, but this is Slash as she is in game. Isn't she like 40 by this point? She's aging really well. We cannot say the same thing for Anarchy. But, you know, that's why you stay natty, I guess. Slash is another character that originated in Quake 3. Oh yeah, and Lux cosplayed as Slash in this outfit. Wait, I'll show you. This. And they did a great job. A great job. And they also did a Death Knight cosplay that was also peak and looked like tons of hard work. That shit was crazy. Alright. Let's read lore. Officer Dinah Hardwick. Shift report. Tuesday, November 15th, 1988. At 6:47 p.m., responded to vehicle pedestrian accident at Adams and Menlo. Pedestrian identified as juvenile, name withheld. Her injuries were minor, and she was treated by paramedics on scene. When I asked what she was doing so far from home, wandering in traffic, she replied that she had been following the music and appeared neither scared nor in particular pain, but largely irate that the car had interrupted her. I spoke to Juvenile's guardian, her grandmother, and suggested she consider psychiatric treatment for the girl. Recommend follow-up from CPS to confirm. Officer Carlton Glover. Thursday, April 21st, 1994. Answered call at 9:17 p.m. for an incident at Good Samaritan Psych Ward. Orderlies had largely regained control prior to my arrival. According to their statements, Juvenile, a teenage schizophrenic and frequent patient, attacked two nurses. During the assault, witnesses claimed that the girls screamed about carving the spiders out of the victims before they could do harm. Victims' injuries are serious but not life-threatening, and no charges are being filed at this time. Juvenile is being held involuntarily for further psychiatric evaluation. Officer Colin Glover. Saturday, January 20th, 1996. Responded to disturbance at Incremental Tattoo at 4:30 p.m. Found Armand Say's proprietor in near fugue state, carving jagged lines into his skin with used tattoo needle. Called paramedics, attempted to restrain Say's from further self-harm until their arrival. Eventually coaxed Say's into telling me that a teenage girl had come in for tattoos of various spider-like patterns, but that once she had departed, he found himself unable to stop repeating the markings. Could not identify girl except to say that she'd insisted he play Swan Lake on stereo while working. Slash is from 96 like Ranger, and none of the tattoos appear on her model. Interesting. This is probably Anarchy's fault, right? Carlton Glover, February 14th, 1996, so just next month. Reviewed security footage from yesterday's Speedy Shop convenience store homicide for Detective Chen's investigation. Discovered that homicide suspect actually fled empty-handed after shooting cashier. Theft of money from register was apparent crime of opportunity committed by a young woman on rollerblades after original perpetrator departed. Video was too unclear to be sure, but tattoo pattern on secondary suspect's arm could match spider-like tattoos as described in my January 20th report. Young woman also appears familiar to me personally. We'll check past reports in hopes of identifying her. Everything is Anarchy's fault. I hate him. Detective Dinah Hardwick. Welcome back, Detective. Ongoing investigation, case 24995, Saturday, February 24th, 1996. Have identified sufficient samples of his illegal/experimental cybernetics work to confirm Dr. Ruslan Mamonov has indeed set up shop here since USSR collapse. Tracked Subject 1, patient of Mamonov's name unknown, to a known junkies alley. Location withheld to protect multiple informants. Subject 1 was not present, but I recognized one of the users as Juvenile. See report dated November 15th, 1988. That's crazy memory, Dinah. Must have stuck with you. Answers now to street name Slash. Told me she didn't recognize Subject 1, but appeared deeply fascinated by my description of him. Did you know, despite the frequent references to her background as a figure skater, Slash's skates and skating style appear to be more closely based on hockey skating. I jokingly brought this up to SyncError at QuakeCon, and the person with him, most likely joking, that she adjusted her skating technique for combat. I said that person must have never gotten into a fight with a figure skater before. That's pretty good. I imagine you have to, like, you're looking at, all right, who's on skates and beating the shit out of each other? You just look at a bunch of hockey footage and pull from that. But, well, as I'm sure you know, Slash is in the game to also help. For those who don't know, Quake 4 is Lux's favorite, but also Quake 4's multiplayer introduced crouch sliding. And that's what Slash kind of brings to the roster, is you can do Quake 4 style crouch sliding with her, which is pretty awesome. So I'm sure she's kind of, and yeah, Strog also has it, which makes sense. Didn't he get it later? No, I can't remember. I'm all fucked. No, maybe he always had it. Well, he was added later, at least. Detective Dinah Hardwick. Ongoing investigation. Case 24995. Tuesday, March 5th, 1996. Learn that Subject 1 answers to street name Anarchy. Real name unknown. Tracking his recent movements, located underground clinic. Observed for 24 hours, then raided. Neither Anarchy nor Mamonov present, but located several associated surgeons, see attached, and Juvenile, aka Slash. She told me I led her here. Apparently, she's regularly been clinging to my bumper on her rollerblades since we spoke about Anarchy. Surgeon abruptly became very agitated, claimed to hear music when operating on Slash. By the time the surgeon was subdued, Slash had slipped away from accompanying officers. Ongoing investigation, Dinah Hardwick, March 7th, 1996. Fucking 2 days later. We're just having a tough couple of months here. Regretfully, I must report I lost a suspect today. Locating Slash wasn't difficult, nor was the initial arrest, as she was high at the time. After being placed in the car, she began a sing-song recitation about music disturbing the webs, which became spider legs, which became veins. It was at that moment I felt something crawling under my collar. I'm afraid I briefly panicked, and when I'd finally determined there was nothing on me, she had somehow escaped both her cuffs and the car. I will find her again. Is this the World of Quake a collective? Is the World of Quake a collective psychotic episode where everyone hears 9 Inch Nails? I lived in the world of Quake where I didn't hear 9 Inch Nails because my original playthrough of Quake. So they did a great job with that Quake 1 Night Dive remaster. It's awesome. You could play it. I first played Quake before that on Steam, and it was kind of fucked up on Steam where you had to like do, what was it, like a separate patch or something to get the OST to work. Its compatibility wasn't 100% up to snuff, and I didn't know that, so my first playthrough of Quake was without any OST at all. And let me tell you, that's also kind of a valid way to play the game. Like, you should definitely have the OST, but it's kind of a unique ambience without any music as well. Did you know, due to how the disc stores the game files, the first track of the Quake soundtrack, included with the Quake disc, is the game itself? The entire game is considered the first song of the CD. That explains it. All right, we'll carry on. Dinah Hardwick, ongoing investigation, March 11th, 1996. Have eyes on Anarchy and Slash both. I knew they'd return to the alley for their fix eventually. One or both of them will lead me to Mamonov. Apparently, her little mind games are still eating at me. I could swear I've spotted tiny shapes moving in the shadows of the alley around them. Imagining things? Smudges on the lenses? Doesn't matter. 2 can play at psychological warfare. I've gone over her files, and I'll be collecting something from her grandmother's house that might just slow her down some. Did you know The idea of stimulating the pineal gland to access alternate worlds, which is what Slash and Anarchy used to see the Dreamlands, is directly from the Lovecraft story From the Beyond. The scientist who builds the pineal gland machine in that story is named Clarence Tillinghast and is credited as the creator of the QC Tesla lightning gun skin. I knew about the pineal gland stuff because we were Jeffrey Combs fans, and so I watched the movie. And I always felt like, I don't know if you've seen the Smiley Bomb plush, the official one, not the one you made, Lux. I don't have him with me, but he has that like sticking out forehead problem that I think a number of makeshift or makeshift plushes did have. I don't know if they still do. I always headcanoned that he had a stimulated pineal gland. I also love Jeff Combs. If you've enjoyed Endoparasitic, it's just that I love Jeff Combs. It's not like a do an impression per se. We kind of did our own thing for Sint, but that whole performance is just my love letter to Jeffrey Combs as Reanimator. Oh, we worship Reanimator in this house. Okay, and this is Slash's last bio part. Officer Carlton Glover, Tuesday, March 14th, 1996. Finally located Detective Hardwick, missing for 3 days. Hardwick was found aimlessly wandering near Adams and Menlo, blindly jabbing an empty needle into her arm. Needle contained traces of heroin. On scene, she repeated over and over that she watched two people vanish, that they covered themselves in dancing spiders and were gone when the spiders scattered. She interrupted her repetition only once, to order me to tell grandmother someone stole her music box. Detective Hardwick's grandmothers are both long deceased. We've left Hardwick at Good Samaritan for psychiatric evaluation. What a fucking... Did you know the spider god Atlak Nacha, originally created by Lovecraft Circle author Clark Ashton Smith, is said to weave a web that connects the Dreamlands with the waking world? It is possible that this is what Anarchy and Slash use here. And the lore artifact. A small music box, well over 100 years old, containing a figurine of an ice skater who turns to Swan Lake. The mechanism is old and worn, as well as coated with wisps of cobweb, yet continues to play perfectly. Awesome. All right. I think it's time for my girl. I've commissioned so much porn of this character. Sorlag. I guess I'll show you her default, though it's not too much different.
You look tasty. We'll find out how tasty soon.
I love her. We have some cool skins for her. Did I ever get Mechasorg? Oh yeah, I did. I did finally unlock Mechasorg one day. Forgot about that. Oh yeah, and you can have the egg. That's cute. When the fuck did that? Must be a newer one. All right, that's funny. The fucking Quake 3 typing. All right. Let's read this. It had been whispered for centuries that after the fall, a hatchling with a dire destiny would emerge from a scarred egg. The voice of the Haruspecs called for silence. The barren cavern as the tribe huddled near the blaze of the fire. Any emergence was cause for the tribe to stop and observe. But with an egg so marked, all eyes watched. The first tearing of the egg began slowly, yet even as a hatchling, this one emerged with a violence and speed that made even the old ones recoil, hissing into the night. Literally coming out the egg, already crazy. The Haruspex began the chant, filled with sounds and phrases that, though seemingly gibberish, struck fear in all who heard. That chant, in a tongue forgotten by all but a few ancients, spoke of the other place, its awesome power and mind-searing horrors, and of the Sorg's fateful connection to it. And then the old Haruspec's voice rose to a roar as he slowly held aloft the still curled glare-covered hatchling and pronounced its name, Sorlag. And all looked up to the hatchling, even now struggling to be free from the grasp that held it. Did you know Sorlag is yet another one of the many characters that originated in Quake 3? Did you know a Haruspex is someone who does divination by examining entrails, usually of sacrificed animals? I wrote a Sorlag porn fic because I got pissed off that with all that porn, none of them got weird with it. I had to take fate into my own hands. It's always a good time for more porn in any form. The clan's minders knew the legend that foretold of this special one, so they raised and trained Sorlag with great caution, and soon her strength indeed became something to fear. But although each minder concealed their fears, the truth became obvious to the whole clan. Sorlag knew no fear or pity, and she never would. The day came when all that remained to teach her were the Sorg ways of hunting, raiding, and killing. Others learned this slowly. Not Sorlag. Her taste for blood, for meat, for destruction drove her faster than the minders would go. The Haruspex gave a command. Let Sorlag join a raid. But first, she must come to him, to learn secrets that, even at such an early age, should bring doubts and difficult questions. With the stone walls surrounding him, filled with the ancient carvings and the colors of quickly painted images, the Haruspex said, "Look," pointing to it all. And did Sorlag give the ancient images even a cursory glance? No, said those who dared edge close enough to the chamber to bear witness. But the Haruspex extended a curled claw to her indifferent chin to make Sorlag understand. Sorlag said, "Fuck history, I will learn nothing." The Sorg once ruled the world. Only 5 great clans existed, and they lived in sprawling cities. There was peace. But long after the fall, the warm bloods rose to plunder our world. They had machines to dig and to think and to kill. They tried to banish us from our own lands. They tried to kill every Sorg, even smashing scores of our eggs before the hatchlings could draw their first breath. The Sorg retreated to the caves, these caves, and with one world gone, we made another. We would survive. We would fight. But then the Orruk created their own downfall. Sorlag stood up, hissing at the tail. She walked past the Haruspex and opened her mouth, tasting acrid air. Acid built in her throat, eager for a target, as she laid a claw on one image. A machine to kill Sorg. The Haruspex nodded. Many, many cycles ago, Orruk machines learned the buried secret of the other place, with its blood, death, and horror. The machines passed the secret into the Orruk. The portal opened. In their madness, some fled into it, no longer masters. They were like chunks of meat thrown to hungry beasts. This was the Orruk's fall. Sorlag left the cave. Those who had gathered outside backed away from her. Had the place and its story made her understand the Sorg ways? Had it made her even more brutal, more deadly? As they returned to the clan grounds, no one spoke, not even the Haruspex. Days later, when the clan grew hungry and the cycle demanded it was time to hunt the wandering, wild warmbloods and raid their camps, Sorlag took up weapons and strode to the front to lead. None questioned her right to be there. None questioned her seizing of leadership. None dared. And that hunt would create unending strife for Sorlag and for all Sorg. For when a warm blood band is found, only one Sorg clan may claim it. The harvesting, slaughter, and slaves are for that clan alone. Only this law keeps an uneasy peace between the many raiding clans. But that night, Sorlag and her raiders found a group of Orruk pinned against a sheer cliff as another Sorg warband closed in. From a distant clan Sorlag did not know. Her raiders began to turn away, but Sorlag stopped them. She spoke only one chilling word. Ours. Then Sorg fought Sorg as the Warmbloods cowered. Sorlag's bloodlust only grew with each kill. Suddenly, gunfire from above. Sorlag spun around to find her raiders dead and the other clan's raiders fleeing. She whirled back. There atop the cliff was an Orruk woman in a feathered headdress, her gun's barrels still glowing red with heat. Sorlag leapt to the cliff and scaled it with her bare claws. But by the time she reached the top, the hunter was gone. Sorlag had found her destiny. She would kill this hunter, even if it meant following her into the other place. In the lore artifact, a clutch of feathers tied to shard of bone. The feathers were the only sign of hunter that Sorlag found at the cliff top on the night of their first confrontation. They serve as a talisman to stoke her wrath. Yeah, Hunter was planned, and Hunter's another one that we have PFPs for in the game. But, no money! Would have been awesome. Did you know? Someone, like 2 years ago or something, commissioned a ton of Sorlag porn with the instructions, you have full creative liberty, I just need her. Like a ton of Sorlag porn. Can't remember who it was. But I remember that Francis G, artist for Ultra Kill, and Fallen Aces, and Rise of the Triad, and many other New Blood classics, but yes, Ultra Kill, even made one of them. Yeah, Francis's was free, I think. I think Francis just sent me that. Francis was like, here you go. And I was like, none of us deserve you. Francis's was good. Real good. Anyway. I mean, Francis did that for whoever did that, is what I meant to say. Yeah, anyway, I love her. I forgot that scurrying up a wall is part of her backstory, making it make more sense how they added or / were adding her climbing walls. I think there was like a wall hang or something they were testing with Sorlag. I don't know if it got put in for sure, but... My boy's up next. Hey, this might be one of the last excuses I have to show this on the channel. Well, I mean, I can always show this whenever I want, but it's time to roll the trailer again. Anybody who watched Fraggy Friday long enough or ever saw this trailer know exactly where I'm going. But I just love this trailer. This is for Strog and Peeker, the next character we're going to look at.
Dear Data Brain, message 4398. Being severed from the collective, I feel so empty. I am lost, ineffective. Only Peeker remains at my side. Why is this happening? right. No more toil. There are others here. We will destroy them and process them into a nutritious paste. Yes! Once more, I am with purpose. I am effective. Come, Peter, for the strong!
Can't believe I've been loving this game for 10 fucking years. Alright, so with that preface, it's time to read about Strog and Peeker. Okay, and again, this is the lore unlock outfit, but your actual Strog looks like this.
The strong do not tolerate weakness.
The outfits are good, though. Red. Red. Alright, anyway. I'd put a bow on him? He is really cute with the bow. Let me put the bow on him. There you go, buddy. Alright, quit clowning around. We got lore to read. Outgoing message 11294.1 Infiltrator 1815. Dear Peeker, sorry I sent you out beyond the drone distance parameter. Overcautious since the incident. Now you're non-functional and waiting for a replacement neurosite. Strange being droneless. Lonely even, without perpetual Strog communication. Why did Macron assign us get-clearing duty again anyway? It knows what happened last time. It has been showing signs of irrationality lately. Don't tell it I said so. In better news, I have been assigned Data Brain courier duty for the second Earth harvesting wave. I am to protect it until it reaches its destination. Crazy lore dump in the chat. Did you know Quake 2 and the Strog were not originally meant to be part of the Quake franchise, which seems obvious from the everything about them. But the branding was more or less slapped on at the last second because of the similar fast-paced gameplay. Because of this, there's not as much connection between it and the Lovecraft mythos. Yeah, this is something I love about Quake Champions, is like every Quake is honestly pretty different and sort of all over the place. Like if you asked a bunch of different Quake fans what their favorite one is, you might get like a spread of answers. And I kind of do love the way like he went to tie it all in together to make it all sort of work together as a sort of like Lovecraftian dream mash in QC. It's really good, actually. And used it as a way to, like, sort of, he was taking inspiration from, like, Street Fighter, the way of, like, incorporating different game mechanics throughout the series history into their own characters. Because, like, if every character had access to all the mechanics at the same time, it would probably be a bit much in a game that's already completely overwhelming for anyone who hasn't been strafe jumping since 1996. Yeah, Quake Champions is good. Tony Soprano, I can't have this fucking conversation again. Okay. We're gonna keep going. It's a crime, it's underrated. You know, it is a crime that it's underrated, but I think for me, the thing that, like, I will die mad is when it's not just underrated, because it's also, like, wrongly branded. Because when people think of Quake Champions at all, if they think of it whatsoever, especially Quakers, their mind pretty much just goes, yeah, that cringe hero shooter one that tried to hop on like an always online trend and like Overwatch it and failed and fumbled and is like a mobile game and is trash. And the launch was definitely a little bit rough, but it's such an infuriating selling short of how many things QC does right. Like, does really, really well. And I think I'm always going to be tilted because there's a thing in me that's like, yeah, don't play Quake Champions. That one has heroes, and that's gay. Go play Apex Legends instead. Like, everyone was like, I'm not going to play that. That has heroes. I'm going to go play fucking, like, Overwatch instead. Like, okay, great. Now you don't have Quake. You have less Quake. Like, if your perception is that Quake Champions is less Quake, by playing that other thing, you still chose to have even less Quake in your life. You failed the religion. And I still also stand by that I really do feel that Quake Champions is actually, I'll just say, for me, the only game that actually nails the like hero concept. Because in Quake Champions, yes, there are different like characters you pick, but all of them are fundamentally playing the same game. The guns, the mobility, the strafe jumping, the movement tech, like the core movement tech, like you feel like you are still playing the cool shoot man gun game in any character you pick, and like your other abilities are just like a little bonus, practically like flavor to that core gameplay feeling. It's like what I always ask for, where like people will be like, dude, hop on Marvel Rivals, and I'm like, maybe if it was only DPS. And that's what I love about QC, is like it totally nails that. I have so many different things that I love about Quake Champions. Strogg alone. And another thing, those are some good fucking skyboxes. Anyway, sorry, that's my fucking that's my rant. I got to keep reading the lore here. We're about to beat this game. I don't want to talk about Quake for an hour, because these are conversations that I had so many times over and over in the past 10 years about Arena FPS or this fucking Reflex Arena or Diabolical or whatever the hell else is coming out. Tony Soprano, I can't have this fucking conversation again. I'm tired. But man, what a fucking travesty it is that the custodian of Quake, who has kept this awesome shit going, somehow, despite, I have no fucking idea how they've continued to run, like, even you still get sometimes like new fucking content in this thing, like the fact that it still works at all, despite kind of being a flop out the gate from a AAA, that Sync has continued to manage it. It's a fucking disgrace that he got fucked and shit canned. Put him on something, but to lay him off, dude, fucking insane. Disgusting things happening in the industry. And it's not just QC. Like he has work with like Quake's history. He goes way back. I can't remember exactly how far back. Can't remember how many Quake games in, but it's I think it might be, no, I don't even want to give a number, but he goes quite a bit back with Quake. Like maybe all the way, but maybe not Q1. I don't remember. But he's been around for a bit on it. We gotta burn everything down. We just have to burn everything down. Hope he's doing alright. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading the Strogg lore. But that rant about injustice to the devs, and in Sync Error in particular, does belong in this stream. Because that shit's crazy and fucked up. And I can only wish them the best, I guess. Alright, I'm going to keep going through the lore here. We're almost about to beat this game. Dear Data Brain, my drone is still offline. As long as you're inert, it's more rational to record to you anyway. Peeker's memory is very limited. My deployment was cancelled. What is an infiltrator without its drone? Cerberon seems empty. Almost all Strogg were sent to harvest the humans. Those of us left on Strogos have reduced Stroyant rations. Most conserve energy. It is quiet. Macron did not instruct me to transfer you to a fully effective Strogg before the second wave deployment, nor to return you to the research facility. So I will protect you until given further orders. Oh my god. Dear Data Brain, today it rained food. For the Strogg! The humans reverse-engineered our slip drive. A fleet of them arrived to attack us. What a folly! What folly! Our EMP generator disabled hundreds of their assault pods in one burst. Their meat-filled metal shells pelted the surface of Strogos. Some hang in low orbit, abandoned. My new directive: search for intact humans and bring them to receiving. Bring all other human components to processing. I am grateful for the work, even if it is tedious. I have identified no survivors. They are made weak by dependence on bodies made mostly of wet tissue. Dear Data Brain, today I saw a balloon. And yeah, the beginning of Quake 2 is what's being described, totally. I love the sort of like fun, cute personality that got added to Strogg here. It's honestly like really good. Dear Data Brain, Peaker has been fully restored. I am still getting used to its newly polished fins. Distracting, but at least I feel useful again. A guard reported a lone human survivor advancing toward the outer base. Macron has ordered all units to kill it on sight, except me. As the sole infiltrator left in Cerberon, my duty is to surveil the human and record its death. Macron gave me specific instructions not to engage the human in combat under any circumstance. Only me. Irrational, but I cannot question it, even if Macron seems deranged. Bitterman! Yeah. They allude to them having personalities in Quake 4, although they also say they shouldn't have any. Yeah, and I think Strogg's, like, design is based largely on enemy territory. I don't know shit about enemy territory, so a bunch of this could be pulled from that as well, and I would have no idea. I should really give it a shot one day to some capacity. Like, play a little bit just to fuck around. Like, I probably did play, like, 20 minutes of enemy territory back when it came out, but... Dear Data Brain, Peaker and I have tracked the human to the supply station. It is a good drone. I exalt Macron for my new mission. Cerberon has been so dull since the second wave deployment. Most remaining here are former Grice, and transforming them to Strogg requires removal of most of the neocortex, so they do not communicate much. They mostly stand around in odd places, waiting for an enemy target, sometimes any target. The human is the only entertainment. It has somehow fought its way through the primary munitions depot. Many guards and enforcers have been reprocessed. Did you know? The Grice are the race that Scalebearer is. The bit about them standing around in weird places and attacking randomly is a joke about the limited AI of the enemies in Quake 2. That's pretty good. Dear Data Brain, I would not believe it had my drone. Wait, I would not believe it had my drone, and had I not seen it ourselves. Wait, I would not believe it had my drone and I not seen it ourselves. I think maybe I misunderstood that. Reading's hard. The humans single-handedly assaulted the incarceration complex and disabled the security grid. This should not be possible. We are tailing it through the Stadium mines now. It moves very quickly. I must follow at a distance shorter than protocol because Peaker is reluctant to use its full drone distance parameter. It can't be learned behavior from its former damage. It must be the Gek cortical casing they used for its new neurosite. Geks are pack creatures. They are averse to being alone. That's so... Did you know the word neurocyte means neuron, which is a brain cell? Exactly what neurocytes are is not fully explained in the games, but it's inserted into the brains of creatures undergoing Stroggification, after which it is activated, connecting them to the hive mind via the central nexus, and fully transforming them into Strogg. Q through Bitterman and Q4 Kane underwent Stroggification, but their neurocytes were not activated, leaving them still mentally human, uncontrolled by the Strogg. That makes sense. What's going on with his neck? He's flexing his throat muscles. That's actually that's how I voice stuff. It probably has to do with the fact that the mesh, that the model's not supposed to do that. Because it probably connects to some idle animation from Strogg. Or maybe if it doesn't connect to the idle animation for Strogg, Maybe it's that it was just sort of like the throat's supposed to be doing some kind of pulsing thing, and it sort of looks a little bit awkward because it is like a post-edit thing on a skin. I'm sure there's a more in-depth explanation for that, but he was just giving you some throat winks. All right. Read that. Dear Data Brain, the situation is dire. The human is sabotaging the primary reactor. I think its objective is to disable the EMP generator. Cerberon would be vulnerable. Will the human succeed? It seems unstoppable. It has disposed of hundreds of Strogg. A thick nanite fog hangs in the air from their reprocessing. I could stop the human. It has likely never encountered an infiltrator. It would not detect me. I would approach from behind and sever its brainstem. But I cannot question Macron. Macron sees what I am seeing. I cannot. I must. Outgoing message. Macron, human has disabled the EMP generator. Macron, human is nearing inner hangar. Macron, request immediate permission to process human. Macron, human has disabled hangar doors. Advise. Macron, I do not understand runes or magic. Clarify. Macron, human has entered launch command. Advise. Macron, request immediate permission to process human. Advise. Macron, human is nearing singularity generator. Macron, I have sent drone to strike human target. Macron, condone my self-will or advise immediately. Macron, I will stop the human now. For the Macron requesting permission to hit the griddy. Did you know, in Quake 4, the human scientist said the parts of the brain needed for higher thought and Strogg were completely atrophied? While I argue that even in Q2 and Q4 this doesn't seem accurate, it's clearly disproven here, with Strogg fully able to think and act for itself, and is capable of full range of emotion. I'm gnawing on the walls about this. This is an assumption, probably not based in truth. Like, I bet there's stuff deep enough in Quake that Sync could pull from, and to be like, Strogg personality is demonstrated here, here, and here in like a fucking codec and, I don't know, enemy territory or something. But I could also just see like Quake Champions sort of being an opportunity to redefine their identity into something that maybe you could do a little different with, rather than just being the Borg. I really love this, like, and also like a little bit of relief, like kind of comic relief, but still threatening, still fun, still cute. Or maybe it's just this Strogg who's like this. That's also possible. But it fits in. I think it fits in really well. To me, it's like a really fun opportunity to do something fun like that. They definitely have personalities in 4. I only remember Peter Stormare. And Steve Bloom, and Steve Bloom, and Steve Bloom, and Phil Lamar, and Steve Bloom. Remember that time Steve Bloom signed your copy of Quake 4? Part 9. Dear Data Brain, I failed. The human destroyed the singularity generator. There was a blast. I regained function after a duration. The first thing I heard was peakers circling me. I have sustained unidentified damage. Is it my neurocyte? I have lost communication with the Strogg. I concluded that my optoceptors were damaged because I was seeing a landscape that was not Strogos, but remote drone vision shows the same place. The shockwave from the destroyed generator must have caused a spatial folding. I kept you safe, Data Brain, and at least Peaker is here with me. We must find Stroyant. His quest is hunky. A Strogg data brain, still intact, intended to oversee the construction of a Strogg facility on Earth, a site humans call New Jersey. Cut off from the Strogg communication device, the data brain is useless except as a storage device connected to the 2 neurocytes nearby. The game enemy territory was in New Jersey. That's what this is referencing. That makes sense. All right, last one. Going out on Visor, who's fucking awesome, by the way. Visor's VO is badass. So he speaks everything. I'll show you the lore Visor. This is the outfit we get for Visor from the lore entries. But default Visor looks like this. All of his lines are in Russian. His voice work is sick. I mean, all the voice work is like Quake Champions is some of my favorite voice acting in all of video games. Period, across like all the characters. Quake 3. He's so fucking cool. And if you want, you can give him your shank. But you don't have to. Can we hear one of his lines? I could probably find Visor voice. I have to be careful, though, and not find Visor Quake 3 voice, but Visor Quake Champions voice. Here we go. Hit that Slav shit.
Я все вижу. Тебе не скрыться от меня. Тебе не скрыться от меня.
I'm gonna skip through a little bit.
No, next time, I'm telling this. Неудачно появился. Bad spawns every time. Ты за это заплатишь. Have your pick. Я найду тебя.
I see you, bro. How his ability was controversial because it's wall hacks, but it's actually good, and actually like not like it's totally balanced fine. Everyone saw that it was wall hacks and freaked out, and actually the reason people actually pick Visor is not because wall hacks, but because he has the uncapped strafe jump speed, which never mind.
Kill, but it's not good. Какой же ты беспомощный. Little mouse. Ненавижу крыс. I think you are playing too aggressive.
I didn't know he had anything English. Bro is lobotomizing me. That's actually, it's funny. It's funny you mentioned that. All right. Classified. Intercepted correspondence from GRU official Fluke, real name redacted, to KGB official Trapdoor, real name redacted. 20th of March 1990. Fluke. 3 of our republics have elected ethnic nationalists. We project another 3 will do so imminently. Soviet control eroding faster than projections. We have fast-tracked Project Mountain King. Redacted reports that Soldier Prime, a genetic hybrid of Spitzgruppe A elites and Black Dolphin prisoners, is now a viable embryo in vitro. Accelerated maturation procedures have begun. Design of cybernetic enhancements is nearly complete. Did you know Mountain King is likely a reference to the famous song In the Hall of the Mountain King from the play Peer Gynt, which features an act in which the titular character enters a world within his dreams and meets the troll Mountain King. In a later act, a pale stranger asks him for his corpse for scientific purposes to use it to find the seat of dreaming. Did you know that I think the reason they made Visor kind of really some of the coolest and so central to like Quake Champions, not necessarily in lore, but in like focus and like trailers and stuff, is because Russian players are probably largely responsible for the continued survival of Quake. They're also responsible for the continued downfall of Quake because they stomp everybody who enters the arena, so nobody gets in, but that's a different conversation. Holding it down on Quake. But not as much as Russians are holding it down on Serious Sam, so gotta give them that. All right, next up. 12th August 1991. Trapdoor. Prime's maturation complete. Redacted's telesthesia work in Leningrad was successful but will not be continued for cost reasons. We will not be replacing the 3 institutionalized researchers. Spetsnaz combat training now underway. Complications. 1. Intermittent explosive disorder persists. Casualties include 7 handlers and 4 guard dogs. Have your geneticists address this in clone iterations. 2. Flesh is necrotizing at cybernetic contact sites, but it is not affecting performance. This is a side effect of the paranormal experiments and will not be present in clones, unfortunately. May 19th, 1992. Trapdoor. Surviving paranormal researchers at St. Petersburg have been in covert contact with U.S. scientist W.G. Redacted regarding a solution to the congenital sight impairment of the 20 clones of Iteration 9. He claims he can engineer full telesthesia in at least one subject, but he has 3 demands. All 20 clones delivered for experimentation, no oversight, and access to certain antiquities in Hermitage vaults. Funding has ceased since dissolution of Supreme Soviet. We have little choice. Redacted being questioned about WG's knowledge of the vaults. February 3rd, 1993. Fluke. Received report of 11 deceased clones from WG's research. Progress evident in the one corpse he agreed to return. A steel visor grafted onto the face. Removal reveals full enucleation and unknown runes cut into the flesh around the ocular orbits. No evidence of cyberneural interface, but we found a film of decayed blood between the metal and tissue. Testing has shown this to be from an indeterminate number of organisms, some human. Shipping remains to your St. Petersburg team for further investigation. Gilman eats the eyes he removes from the clones. October 11th, 1993. Trapdoor. Do not request or accept any further material evidence from the American. Sabotage suspected. Multiple researchers report sleep disturbances and disembodied unintelligible whispers after examination of these remains. Redacted attempted to remove her own eyes. We will assume that Prime is the sole result of Project Mountain King going forward. Related. Advanced necrosis had no effect on Prime's deployment in Yeltsin's siege of White House last week. Tank fire successfully distracted from his operation, in which several key Chechenian loyalists were eliminated. July 21st, 94. Fluke. Final report from WG processed. Explains little. Deceased clones total 17, but we cannot confirm the deaths or disposal. Unexpected good news. 3 subjects survived and have returned for training. Initial evaluation of engineered sight surpasses our expectations. Subjects can see multiple targets through several layers of material, including concrete, steel, and carbon fiber. Neither movement nor heat required for successful tracking. We believe the mechanism is paranormal in nature, so we are sending 1 subject to your team for reverse engineering. July 25th, 94. Trapdoor. Armored vehicle arrived. In the cargo area were 4 dead guards, 1 dead and 1 living visor subject. When asked, the surviving clone said, "I killed them." On entering the St. Petersburg facility, researchers Redacted both fell into tonic-clonic seizures. Subject is too dangerous. I cannot risk further losses. We have scheduled euthanasia and will learn what we can from the corpse. Recommend you to do the same. A document in Braille was found in a body cavity of the slain clone. Investigating. Did you know, in the QC comics, the Braille note found in the clone body says, from what I can translate, most of the page is cut off, the old gods hit the murmur before devolving into total gibberish. I assume the last lines are supposed to be hear their murmurs. It's also in English Braille, not Russian. Awesome. March 6, 95. Fluke. We still await the outcome of your research. Perhaps the interagency cooperation has ended. If so, I have not been informed. Please contact me by whatever means possible. Ridiculous rumors are circulating about the project that I am eager to dispel. Regarding results, Prime and Visor were deployed in the Battle of Grozny to decisive effect. Civilian casualties deemed acceptable. The 2 subjects must be kept separate, however. Close proximity seems to greatly aggravate the IED in both. June 13th, 96. Fluke. Postmortem, Project Mountain King. 2 cybernetically enhanced soldiers with full telesthesia produced. 17 successful combat operations. Casualties, 616 civilians and 54 military, including the KGB-funded team based at St. Petersburg State University. Status, soldiers Prime and Visor AWOL after 3rd Grozny deployment. Current whereabouts unknown. Contents of recovered Braille document recovered from trapdoors suggest they are en route to a covert military complex in southwest USA. Goals unknown. We suspect operant conditioning by American collaborator. End correspondence. Did you know, in the comics, the Braille sheet Visor says, "The old gods are hungry, so very hungry," before devolving into total gibberish. Yeah. Perfect. Alright, and the lore artifact? Instruction manual in Russian Braille. Translated text visible on screen should read as follows. 40 kilometers southeast by east of Cornelius, Texas. Password Impulse 9. Yeah. Exalt your maker. Beautiful. And with that, we've read the lore of Quake Champions. I think somebody asked me my favorite. I kind of love all of them. Ranger's really strong in my mind. From the start, I was actually a Clutch main. But I was only a Clutch main because I thought he was cool. I was like, cool robot. And then I ended up having Clutch be the main character I played, even though supposedly for a number of ways he's not really recommended for a new player. Lux begs to differ because Clutch's additional HP gives you more time before you die, which is good for a new player, which is an angle I actually can kind of understand. Wait, I'll show you his, here we go. I'm pulling up relevant information. All right, here we go. Here's the Clutch trailer.
Power before my perfection. Shield on. You cannot penetrate my defenses. Wrecked. Learn to fight, mortal. I'll grease my gears with your blood. Pitiful humans, you will all die. The machines of the future are here.
I was like, this guy's awesome. And here's me 9 years ago being like, this guy's awesome. The voice actor is Dan Donahue. Actually, I think I have this on my computer. Wait, Clutch voice clip.
Rise. Rise and let those who came before you be as shadows.
Love that line. But he's awesome. Favorite voice? I don't know. It might be Ranger's stuff. Ranger's VO is just so incredible. Here, we'll just play it. I feel like it's some of my favorite VO that's just ever been put in video games. Death Knight's also very good. Yeah, they're all banger. I mean, Sorlag, obviously, she's my wife, but
Catch, boom, burn, in the air, coming at you. You bastards. Why are you torturing me like this? This operation is falling apart. Kicking a man when he's down, that's pretty low. I need to find a slip gate out of this place. When you've been here this long, nothing and everything makes sense. Too painful to be a dream. Too real to be a nightmare. Slip gates are closed. Gotta find another way home. Maybe my kingdom's finally come. Sometimes the world doesn't need another hero. It needs a monster. Surrender is not an option. Too much going on in my head. Can't focus. Where have the portals taken me now? Lord, give me strength. I see them. All around us. Tentacles and teeth, within and beneath. Been trying to get out 20 years. Not giving up now. Spent 20 years trying to get out. Not giving up now. I ain't got time to bleed. Surviving. One day at a time. All these places are starting to bleed together. Put your back into it, Coach always said. Put your back into it, Sarge always said. You can't keep me from getting home. Let's go, you sons of bitches. Your friends are gonna have a hard time peeling you off the wall. Operation is running smooth as silk. Operation is running smooth. Everything is good to go. Proud to serve. When you're 20 feet tall and throwing lightning, then you can face me. Stay down. You disgraced yourself enough. You've disgraced yourself enough. Stay down this time. Making Mama proud. No, 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 you shoot with it. I love the smell of gunpowder. Hoorah! Requesting backup. They have me pinned down. Where are you guys? Need assistance. Medic! Oh, make it stop. I'm bleeding out. Ranger, reporting. Let's show 'em what we're made of. Weapons hot. Come get some. I've got your 6. You set 'em up, I'll knock 'em down. Damn stupid portals. Taking me to damn stupid places with damn stupid monsters. Son of a... Holy hell. Thank you, sir. May I have another? I've been killing monsters for ages. I've seen some shit. I'm ready for anything. Time to get back in action. I know a good slip gate to shove you in. If it bleeds, I can kill it. Someone needs a little discipline. Are you even trying? You came to the wrong fight.
I guess this is like orb and stuff, right? I think that might have changed later. Dude, the Growl alone should have sold like 100 billion copies.
You set him up. I'm stupid. Stupid.
Okay, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna scrub for it, but the Growl alone should have moved a fandom. Yeah, Ranger's VO is truly inspirational for me. I always find it very funny every time I listen to this, something that I've done more times than you want to know. I'm always the most familiar with the lines for respawning more than anything else. BJ's in the game too. BJ's I actually really like BJ's VO in the game. It's not, what is it, Brian Bloom's the original, and then it was a different one for Quake Champions. And then I think they changed it. I think I remember there was a switch up. I don't know if they changed it, if they got Brian Bloom and then had him replace. No, that's not right. I'm kind of fuzzy on it now, but anyway, all the BJ VO, including whatever's in the game currently, I really like. I think he sounds great. And you can listen to, I have this file that I'm I'm very happy to have. which is I have an audio file, and I guess I turned it into a video file that I call BJ Blazkowicz Antifa Super Soldier, which is just where I collected every line where he talks about killing fascists.
Never give up. Never give in to these people. Nobody said it'd be easy. Fascists. Fascists all over the place. Fascists. Assholes of humanity. Gotta put a stop to this fascist freak show. Another day, another dead fascist. Fascist soup. Never too old to put...
Whoop. Didn't mean to close it. Sorry, I'm not done listening to that. Sorry, that's not optional for you. We are listening to that. I'll just play the audio because I have the audio file too, so I don't need the video version.
Never give up. Never give in to these people. Nobody said it'd be easy. Fascists. Fascists all over the place. Fascists. Assholes of humanity. Gotta put a stop to this fascist freak show. Another day, another dead fascist. Fascist soup. Never too old to put a fascist in the ground. We don't lose focus until the last fascist is in the ground. This where y'all are killing fascists. Don't give an inch to these fascist scum. Let's show these fascists who's in charge. Shooting, stabbing, strangling fascists. All I need is a gun and some fascists for shooting at. Goddamn fascist freaks. Buckle up, Fritz. I'm gonna take you for a ride.
I'm assuming, like, because BJ's thing, so right, he's been fucking teleported into this kill dimension, and I guess like the bit is he's assuming all of his foes are with the enemy. Somehow the Nazis did this, but it would be fucked up to have him running around calling like Ranger a Nazi. Because yeah, well, he's there for fun, right? He's a guest character like Doomslayer, so it doesn't actually matter. But because he has to be running around finding like some psychological reason for his taunts to his foes, instead of being, I'm assuming like maybe they wanted to avoid the word Nazi for, I don't know, just like because it's too intense a subject matter or something. But maybe it was just like it'd be weird for him to be calling everybody, all of these characters, Nazis, so they just used the word fascist. That was my that's a blind guess. I could probably ask that question and get a real answer, but it's more fun to make shit up. Doomslayer's there. Yeah, that's... Here, let me show you, because Doomslayer's here, and he's great. But there's a couple of things I love about Doomslayer. So they have the Quake 3 Arena outfit, and also you have all these like cute little attachments for the outfits, which are really great. But as fun as that is, they have the Doom 3 outfit, which is great. And you can also take the helmet off and reveal the face, which is funny. But they also have the fucking Doom 3 PDA with with 05 on there. And then that's Pro League. And then we have the OG Doom guy where you can bloody him up or whatever and get his tum-tum out. Or don't. If you want to hide the tummy, that's okay, I guess. And put some other shit on him. Hundreds of great hours enjoyed on this game. I should stream it sometime. Well, anyway, that's reading it. So yeah, that's our little story time for today. I'm considering this my penance for having gotten Lux into Quake Champions. Something that I've kind of continued to feel guilty about ever since doing so. I didn't actually expect that you would do that. When you revealed to me that you were playing it more and more, I was like, this surely won't last. And then it lasted. So I feel like in at least doing the stream, reading all the lore, I made a little bit right on that. It's a weight off my shoulders. And part of my life that's missing. And thanks for the fun packs, Lux, because all of that info was genuinely great. And it was a delight reading all of that additional intel that you've gathered from your own research and knowledge and writing familiarity, and also just like talking to Sync and stuff, or getting deets from Sync on the Discord or whatever. Awesome game. Great skyboxes. Awesome lore. Incredible VO. Feels good to play. If you want to play it, it's free. You probably don't have much time left because they just fired the like last standing fucking steward of this legendary franchise, but you know, you could play it if you wanted. You'll get stomped by like the 300 guys left who haven't stopped since '96, but you know, you could also do bots if you just want to get the feel. That's chill too. Okay. So thanks everyone, and thanks Lux. So we're gonna end the stream, and the next planned stream is the usual Tuesday nonsense. And I'm gonna raid you over to somebody. Ooh, I know who I want to raid you to. Dude, that was the person I'm gonna raid you to. They're probably gonna be pissed because they've been streaming since before I started, so they're probably about to be done streaming. But I'm gonna do it anyway because if I get them fucking. Playing Trepang 2 as well, which is very based. I actually stopped. This is Freya Tail. I'm gonna send you to Freya. And I stopped into stream before starting this one just to say hi. So happy to send you that way. Sorry for stressing you out. No, I wanted to do it. It wasn't actually stress. Wait till you see the next lore stream that I want to do that has nothing to do with you or anyone. Then this one was for 2 people. Lux, don't worry. This one was for 2 people, and I'm one of them. The next one will be for 1 person, and you're not one of them. So that'll be fun. So yeah, thanks everybody. You guys want to see some Quake propaganda? Quake is for everyone. Quake is for everyone. Quake is everywhere. And Quake is good for you. And Quake is for everyone. And Quake is forever. Notice the nail ring. Quake is forever, and it's everywhere, and it's good for you, and Quake is for everyone. Yeah, I think I will use it for the thumbnail. Thank you, Lux. So, yeah, play Quake. Thanks, everybody. Goodbye. Wait. I'll give you a gumball. I'll give you a gumball because you didn't get one last time. I do got to get through these things. The pearlescent pink. All right, bye. Where's the fuck?